There we go. Hello everyone and welcome. Sorry, I was eating a protein bar because I wanted to go into this stream and not be hungry. Close the door. There we go. All right. Welcome. It is Tuesday. Oh no, where am I? Oh god. I forgot to open my program again. Come on, please. Ah, there we go. All right. I'm here. I'm back. Welcome, everybody. How was your weekend? Have you been since last year and keeping good, I hope? I'm doing pretty good. I had a double shift yesterday at work, and they had me coming in today as well, because of course they did. Welcome to working in the United States. You are never free. But yeah, no, I've been good. Just keeping busy with work. How are you, Iris? Hanging in there? The dreaded double. Yeah. I've gotten a few of them. Yeah, so today we're getting back into Tavern Talk. It'll be interesting going back in after getting the huge lore drop that we got last time. But last time we met some new faces. Got a huge lore drop about an event that happened in the game, and have been getting some general, world building and, learning about some of the people who have who, you know, grace our inn. Low-key dying, all my good outfits don't work in this heat. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. I've resorted to just doing, you know, t-shirt and I wear jeans because I don't like shorts, but I live in a place that is very hot, so that doesn't always work. I also have to wear jeans to work. Jeans are part of my uniform. I typically walk around looking like a fantasy pro tag. I wish I had that kind of also Pepsi. I wish I had that kind of confidence in my sense of style. Most of the time I just kind of wear t-shirts and jeans because I don't like I end up not liking half of the outfits that I put together, or I'm just not confident that just because I think it looks good doesn't mean, you know, anyone else will think it looks good. Anyway, I have kept you all waiting for long enough. Let us get into Tavern Talk. Alrighty, we are back. Yeah, I'm very excited to get back into this game. My outfits are just all the accessories go all at once. When I was in high school, I had these like 10 of those like rubber bracelets, and I would just wear all of them every single day. I didn't quite have an emo phase, not quite, but I listened to a lot of the music. I still listen to some of it sometimes. Listened to a lot of the music, and I wore the bracelets. That was about all I did. 3 rings, 2 leather cups, and a cloth hand sleeve with everything. That, reminds me of, Naoki Yoshida, also known as Yoshi P, who I, mention a lot in my Final Fantasy XIV streams. He's the, creator of Final Fantasy XIV. The live letter actually happened 4 days ago for the, upcoming update. And, he was showing off a piece of merch that's now on pre-order, but it was a piece of jewelry. It was an ear cuff, so... And this man wears more rings than I've seen anybody wear, like, in person. Like, he wears a lot. He had to take off, like, a whole hand's worth of rings, and he's sitting there taking off, like, 5 or 6 rings, just so the camera can focus on the ear cuff while he's pointing at it, and not... It was funny to watch. He's just like taking off each ring, and it's like how many rings, and he still had he left his other hand untouched, but it had like 3 or 4 rings on it too. Man wears so many rings. Anyway, let's get on with the game. Act 2, Starlight Sonata 13. It takes 2, or not 13, that's 12. I can read. It takes 2 or 3. Da-da-da, 10th of the astral moon. There we go. I don't wear rings a lot of the time because I've worked... Oh! I got an achievement called Case Closed. Does that mean they did it?
The Soa's best detective duo has returned.
Welcome back, Melly and Malachite. John? Right, he's John now. I forgot.
I'm calling him Aura now.
Aura's actually a good name for you. I like Aura. Because he's giving you migraines?
No, because of his gloomy aura, of course.
Well then, Melly, Aura, it's good to have you two back in town. I assume you were able to solve the mystery surrounding the missing familiars.
Yes, with the help of my trusty assistant, I was able to figure it out.
See? What's your name, Aura? It was a good thing you went with her. Stupid asshole trying to make her go over there alone. That's remarkable, I have to say. Good thing you went with her, Aura. It was a dangerous mission. Did you encounter a T-Rex? Of course not, but we were nearly burned alive. That's not what I would have expected. You must always expect life to double-cross you. But if you're expecting it, how is it a... whatever. I'm glad you both made it back in one piece. I'm curious, what was the reason behind those vanishing familiars? Do I need to worry about Ondu disappearing too?
How about we tell you what happened in Zilford, but only
You want a drink, don't you? That's why you're here.
in exchange for 2 free drinks.
I can see you've learned a thing or two on your first big mission.
Aura taught me how to be more cunning.
Only the basics. Oh, they're so proud of themselves. Hang on, let me take my chat away so you can see the full, look at him. He's so proud of himself. He's like, yeah, I taught her that. Look at him. They are getting along, yes. No need to be so humble. You taught her well. What kind of drink would you like today, Melly?
I want something... Something that'll polish my investigative and deductive skills.
So, intelligence.
Drink that'll make me even smarter than I am now, so no mysterious cases like this one will ever be unsolvable for me.
Coming right up. Yeah, intelligence drink. You want intelligence drink. Is that Peak Sunrise? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. Which one? Yeah, I think it's this. And then we just put 4 of these in there instead of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 of these. There we go. Peak Sunrise. Boom. Big brain for the big brain. Yes. Why is it so zoomed out? Can I zoom in on these two? Is someone else going to come in? Someone else might be coming in. That's probably why. Let's see if this will make your brain cells multiply.
Thank you. Let me try. Oh, this is good. I can already feel it. I'm going to be completely unstoppable.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. Initially, I wanted to sit this one out, but I might actually need a drink now. Aura. I hope Clay turns up. I hope so, too. I also do like how Aura is becoming a lot more expressive. I like seeing the growth that Aura's going through, because originally Aura was very, standoffish. He was very like, he would show up, maybe say like one thing. I think our first interaction was quite literally drink please, and then when I asked what kind, he said drinkable. So, but now they're becoming more expressive, like you could definitely tell what they're feeling a lot more now. It's really nice and really cool to see. He's stealing my vibe. It would be my pleasure if it means that I get to hear your story. Also, I'm longing for another one of your little secrets. Right, we made a deal. Correct? Correct. So, what'll it be? Maybe something that'll help me counter her verbal attacks now that she's linguistically invincible. So, the usual, right? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Hell yeah, charisma drink for the rogue. Sunny Breeze? Yeah, Sunny Breeze. Alright. So it's this, I think, right? Yeah. And then 2 of these. Okay. And then 2 of these. I'm remembering now. Sunny Breeze. Bam! Hell yeah, first 2 drinks of the stream. Let's go. This should make things easier for you. Oh. I can see it in his face.
I can see it in his face.
Is it that bad?
Huh? No, silly. He likes it. You can clearly see it in the way his scarf is moving.
Ah, I see.
My deductive skills aren't bad after all.
I think you could teach me a thing or two sometime.
Of course. Then we'll be a trio.
Hell yeah, unstoppable trio. Nelly, Aura, and Soul Gamer. The best detective trio you ever did see. Hell yeah, I'd be down.
The detective, her trusty assistant, and the curious apprentice.
I like the sound of that. It's been a while since I've been an apprentice. I don't remember being asked if I wanted to be a part of this. Oh, buddy, you're already a part of it.
But I couldn't have completed this quest without you. Also, being a detective's trusty assistant is an honorable duty. And I'm glad you came with me.
I done see it and diddly do think it's good. Of course. Couldn't let you walk headfirst into the open maw of a hungry T-Rex after you were so willing to just let her go on her own. Ah, see what happens when I make you go on a quest with your 10-year-old detective friend? She actually gets the job done, and she actually needs your help.
Heh.
Did you actually encounter a T-Rex in Sulford? No, don't be silly. For a moment, I thought you just shared one of your many secrets with me. Right. I guess I owe you one of those now. Okay, and? My hair isn't actually all black. What, are you talking about the white streaks that you have right here, or are there more? I know. That's not a secret. I can clearly see the white streak. Anyways. But now, please, I'm dying to know what happened in Zoford.
So, thanks to the golden feathers, we made it to Zulford in the blink of an eye.
I don't think I've ever felt that fast in my life.
It was like he had the zoomies. They helped us remain unseen, too.
Okay, he's not a cat. He doesn't get zoomies like you do. Okay, but am I the only one that wants to see Melly on zoomies? Tell me I'm not the only one that wants to see the Melly zoomies, okay? Look at this face. Look at this child. Tell me I am not the only one that wants to see the Melly zoomies, okay? Thanks to your drink, we were able to sneak around the city without attracting too much attention. That'd be so cute. It's the chaos too. Yes!
But those ghosts were the clue we needed. I knew we'd find something at the docks, so we made our way there.
She was right. In the dead of night, just hours before we had left after we had left your tavern, we spotted a peculiar dog roaming near the water.
We watched it as it tried to sneak onto a cargo ship.
It behaved weird, undog-like.
It hid behind some barrels and kept looking left and right before it started to sneak on board.
All the furniture would be scratched and wrecked. All my wood furniture.
I never seen a dog do that before.
It looked like it didn't know how to be a dog. It didn't use its nose, its ears.
It was just off. We watched as some of the workers noticed the dog and scared it away. But my investigative senses were tingling. So we started asking around. As detectives do when they want to collect some evidence.
A few people said they had also seen some animals with odd behaviors. Most of them thought they had some kind of illness, like rabies. Or that they were spirits disguised in animal forms, sent by a sea witch. So they stayed away and minded their own business.
Not very high-class detective of them, but they made for fine witnesses.
That's good. Apparently, there's something like a weekly get-together for all the town's familiars. We decided to check it out. And?
We managed to track down a few of the participating familiars to get more insight.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little tricky since none of them wanted to talk to us at first. I think they were a bit wary of strangers.
Well, yeah, I would be too if my familiar friends went missing. It also seems to be difficult for familiars to speak to people they don't know. Must have something to do with their magical abilities.
But with our combined charm and charisma, Aura and I were able to finally gain the trust of one of them. And they told us something strange.
Oh, she is terrified. What happened out there? What happened out there, Belly?
They said all the familiars that went missing seemed to have been in contact with one particular magician. So of course we had to pay that wizard a visit. Preferably when he wasn't at home.
I think that's called burglary. No, Innkeep, that's called breaking and entering. As long as they didn't steal something, it's not burglary. If they stole something, then it's burglary. But if they didn't steal something, it's just breaking and entering, which is still a crime. I do not condone breaking and entering. Finding out his address was child's play. Apparently he's quite popular among the people of Zoford.
It just took Aura a little bit of well-executed bribery to find the mage's home.
Did you take some notes?
I did. Prepare yourself to be my next test subject, Innkeeper.
Test subject? For what? Should I be scared?
Maybe.
I don't get it. It's called being cool.
Only a little bit, though.
Very well. Your drink really did wonders. We managed to break in without anyone noticing. Hell yeah, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky.
It was so exciting. We snuck around looking for evidence. Maybe a hidden ritualistic chamber or something like that.
Ma'am, you are 10. Ritualistic is a big word for you. And did you find one?
Sadly, no. But we found his office with the door open. Inside were a lot of books about different kinds of animals and familiars.
We figured he just loves animals, or at least needed that knowledge for something else. Intro to Rogue class. You have to break into the classroom as like a gentlemanly hello for rogues. Always teach your rogues knock. Oh god. I'm gonna build. I haven't used knock in Baldur's Gate 3 yet, just because I haven't really had the need to. But I want to do a run in Baldur's Gate 3 where I have a rogue who knows knock and is just able to enter any door. Just for funsies. Knock seems pretty busted for Ethel, yeah.
As any world-class detective would, I also checked his trash can.
And? Did you find anything?
Well, nothing that helps solve the case. But I did find something that you'd like between all that shredded paper. It looked like a recipe for a magical drink, just like the ones you serve.
Oh, cool.
Ta-da!
Silent Owl. Ooh, is that another sneaky drink? Oh, is this just telling me that his thing updated? Oh no, I have a thing for Baya. Oh, it's from the stuff yesterday. Aura. I think Aura is my favorite name for this nameless rogue here. Alright, where's my new drink? Silent Owl, here we go. Ooh, that's cool looking. With the Silent Owl, you make the night your own. Its accentuated taste and hand-selected spices allow you to become the silhouette lurking in the shadows. A quick sip of this drink will grant you the sight, strength, and subtlety of a natural predator. Alright, looks like it needs 3 intelligence, 2 strength, and 1 dex? Can lock her out of her own basement. That sounds funny. Just get this. I'm getting this out of here so that does, because that's going to bother Excuse me, that's going to bother me. That's very useful.
That's what I thought. Anyways, Aura and I continued our search for clues. His office also had books about common and uncommon diseases in animals, so we kind of had a connection to the reported case of rabies.
I thought it was a bit of a stretch. Not that I could change her mind.
That wasn't all we found. Next to his desk in a small cupboard were his diaries. They were full of notes and spells that I didn't understand.
Something about transmutational magic. Oh! Transmutational magic? While she studied his diaries, I rummaged through his belongings and scrolls. I had absolutely no clue what any of it meant until I found something of interest. Detailed instructions on how to unbind a familiar from their services. Oh! That's no good.
A thought began to manifest itself in my brain, though I couldn't quite grasp it yet. But somehow my instincts told me that I had all the information I needed. I just needed to stitch everything together.
Kind of like what I do when I assemble quests for my patrons.
Exactly. But right when I tried getting to it, we heard the front door squeak and creak as someone entered the house.
We tried to hide, of course, but...
We hadn't been quick enough with our investigation. And definitely not subtle either. The whole place looked super chaotic. The wizard immediately knew something was off.
And a potentially dangerous person was on high alert is even more dangerous, so we had to be on guard. Wait, you just kind of threw the papers around in his room?
Aura hid under the table, but I had other plans.
I broke my DM when I used transmutation magic to transmute the water in someone's body to steam. Dude, that sounds amazing.
I managed to jump on a bookshelf and wedge myself right on top under the ceiling. So I was hidden, but I could still see the whole room.
That's actually really smart. Good job, Melly. Good call.
Heh. I watched as the magician barged in, but he wasn't alone. He was accompanied by a lizard, a colorful bird, and a two-headed sheep.
Oh no, not one of those again.
Huh?
It's nothing. Please continue.
It was so weird. The bird didn't know how to fly, the lizard walked on two legs, and the sheep's two heads always looked in the same direction. As if they all didn't know how to be real animals, just like the dog from the docks. But now we had proof. The weird animals were definitely connected to the weird wizard. And as if the wizard noticed something, he stopped and said to the animals, "No, you three, get out of here. I don't want you to get in trouble or hurt."
I already had my fingers wrapped around the handle of my knife, ready to strike. I'm sure he felt my murderous intent. But it does sound like he cared about those animals. Is he just trying to, like gotta catch them all? But like, for familiars and not Pokemon? Is that what he was trying to do?
That's what I thought too. As soon as they had left the room, I saw him create a ball of flames in his hand.
I have some character development. I kind of like red vines, and now I can't stop eating them. That's how it happens. It's like with Twizzlers too. You don't like them at first, and then the more you eat them, the more it's like, man, these are actually kind of fire.
He was ready to strike.
No, not the fireball.
And I knew I had to do something. He would have done horrible things to Aura. So I...
You?
I meowed.
Like a cat?
Uh-huh. I pretended to be a cat. And somehow it worked, even though I was wearing clothes. The wizard turned around and saw me on top of the bookshelf. His features turned from worried to soft in a millisecond, and he said, "Oh, little rascal, how did you get in here? Did I lock you in? You must be terribly scared." And I was scared, but not for the reason he thought. So I just meowed a second time, as you do when you're pretending to be a cat.
Yeah.
And then he said, very politely, "Would you please come down here? The room isn't a place for little cats, but I can offer you a cup of milk instead." And that was a very tempting offer, so as any cat would, I answered, "No, but I would love some chocolate milk."
Ma'am. Melly. Why? Listen, even the bird's mad at you.
I kinda forgot that cats don't usually speak.
I'm proud.
Needless to say, his face was priceless. But then his hand started to light up again.
No, he's priming the fireball. I immediately knew she was in danger, so I broke every possible rule the Thieves Guild taught me and just popped up from underneath the table. That was very brave of you. That was kind of a foolish thing to do. That was very brave of you. I don't know if I'd have been so fearless. Well, I had to. His friend was gonna die. The wizard turned around. He was surprised, maybe even scared, but he was also ready to fire at me. I already saw my life flashing before my eyes.
And before I could even think about it, I yelled, "We know you don't mean any harm. You're just trying to protect those familiars, right?" Apparently I hit a nerve. He stopped right in his tracks.
I took advantage of that moment and tried to explain why we were in his home in the first place. I told him everything about the quest, the familiars, the weird dog. Usually I'm not very good with words, but, well, your drink definitely did what it was supposed to. I don't know how, but I think we managed to de-escalate the situation. He looked panicked before that, as if he was being chased. But maybe he actually expected people to come after him.
Hearing all the clues out of Aura's mouth kind of flipped a switch in my brain. And I could see the truth right in front of me. Suddenly everything made so much sense. I jumped down from the shelf and began my conclusion. It's clear to me that you, the accused, do not have any ill intentions. However, that does not make you innocent. You're still involved in the disappearance of some familiars.
She was walking back and forth while she gave her speech. Needless to say, the wizard and I were equally confused.
You're fond of animals, and as such, also familiars. And while I don't know anything about magic, I've heard the term transmutational before. Who hasn't, honestly? It's a broadly used term.
This is turning into like a Ace Attorney deduction. It's like you've done like the last in the newer games, the 3DS games, there's a little section at the end where you have like a brain blast, and it's like, okay, here is the evidence that we've gathered throughout this trial, and here's all of the things that we've figured out. You know, let's think about it again in a different way with, you know, what we know now based on the evidence. Based on the evidence and based on the revelations we've had in this trial. This is really turning into like an Ace Attorney final argument here, and I'm kind of here for it. Yo, when are we getting Melly in the next Ace Attorney game? Just have Melly be the detective. That right there was a blatant lie.
So I, the world's greatest detective, have concluded. You are turning familiars into animals, or at least you're making them look like animals. You were also accompanied by some of those turned familiars, and you cared for their safety. That means they are here of their own free will. So by turning them into animals, you did them a favor. They wanted to be transmuted.
I don't know, Phoenix Wright from Marvel vs. Capcom. I have not played Marvel vs. Capcom. It, like, blew my frickin' mind when I learned that Phoenix was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Sorry. taking a drink. I have been told that Phoenix Wright is kind of awful, though, as a character in Marvel vs. Capcom.
But now their patrons and the other familiars can't reach them anymore. And they're worried that something bad happened to them. And that's why they're here. Case closed.
He's dog water, but the people who play him are gods. Well, you have to be to play a... Like, I feel like to play a character like that, I feel like you need to play the game a lot just to kind of figure out how to be good with a absolutely dog shit character. And you figure that out all by yourself?
Yep. The magician was also really impressed. I totally hit the nail on the head.
I explained again that we were just there to investigate. But that it was also necessary for the familiars and their friends and families to talk to each other. The remaining familiars wanted an explanation as well as their former mages. The wizard already felt guilty for doing something behind their backs, of course. It turns out the familiars were unhappy in their dragon-like bodies and much preferred feeling like real animals. Huh. But they were afraid of telling their patrons and familiar friends, so none of their remaining acquaintances knew what had happened. Of course, they expected the worst. Why else would your friends just leave you alone and disappear without a trace? Like a switch being flicked. If your ass, Phoenix's ass. If you're a god, oh my lord, it's time to object. Yeah.
But obviously none of them wanted to continue on like that, so we helped set up a meeting for them to talk it out. And they did. All the magicians were very understanding. It's a little sad to lose their connections. The other familiars also welcomed them with open arms, even though they were a little confused at first. They needed a while to understand why their friends wanted to be animals. But I think they got it eventually.
So, all in all, it sounds like a very successful quest.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you got to uncover the truth.
Me too. The magician even decided to give us something in return for helping him.
Neither of us have any use for it, so we wanted you to have it.
Don't say that. That makes it sound like it's a bad gift. And it's not.
What is it then? Ooh, new infusion? New furniture piece?
It's a ring of beast storing, with a lost familiar inside of it.
New familiar!
He found it a long while ago, but his patron never showed up. He named it Renu.
New familiar! Melina can't take care of it, and I have my sheepfish, Rufus. But you have Ondu, so you already know how to take care of a mini dragon. Oh, I absolutely do. He might enjoy some company. New familiar, let's fucking go! So thank you two very much. Whoa, look at him! It's Renu, and obtain another familiar. Look at him! Hang on, I'm gonna take the chat away so you can see him. Look at him! He's just a little guy. He's hanging out on top of the bookshelf. He's adorable. He's so fucking cute, I'm gonna die. Yes! I wanna hug him. Yes! He's just a little guy. I need to get back to Rufus now. He gets lonely without me sometimes. I'm sure Fable took good care of him.
Or is it that you get lonely without him?
He's my pet. I need to take care of him. Hug him and squeeze him and call him George. Talons! Long time no see, man. How's it going? Don't worry. I'm sure Fable did a good job. Though it's nice to see how much you care for your pet. That's his emotional support sheepfish. Okay, innkeeper, listen. He's been my only friend since my parents died a long time ago.
Oh. Were they also eaten by zombies?
I forgot that Nellie's parents died in such a horrible way. No. They were burned alive. Jesus! Jesus Christ! He's Welsh emotional support sheep. the Welsh nameless rogue Ergonazi man. We're on D&D campaign, just trying to figure out how to write. Oh my god, that's the one thing I don't miss, is like trying to design fights. I don't miss that at all.
Oh. Oh no.
I remember it as if it were yesterday. It was late afternoon and my parents wanted to visit the adjacent village to buy some grain. But they never returned. I wanted to look for them. But when I got to the village, every house, every barn, and even the ground was ablaze. Love doing that. It's so funny because I'm brutal. The meanest thing that I did to my players when I ran my Changeling the Lost Chronicle, I don't remember if I told this story or not, but I had this character. He was a I say centaur because that's the easiest way to describe him, but centaur is not really a word that's used in Changeling the Lost. He was a beast changeling who took on features of a horse. I forget what his kith was, but I forget. Broadback, I think, was the kith. He was a broadback beast changeling, but the best way I can describe him is a centaur. And I had, from the moment I had created him, I knew that I was going to kill him off. And his death was going to be his death was going to kind of kick off the story. You know, so from the moment he was created, I always knew that he was going to be killed off. What I didn't expect was one of my players, you know, saw him and his son, another character that I had made. He was a fire elemental. Basically see them like family. 'Cause those two were the first NPCs that this PC had met, and you know, they kind of took them in. So we had this whole thing. I was making so Hero Forge. This was when Hero Forge had implemented multiple minis being able to be on the same base. So I made a really cute picture of this PC, you know, hugging this character, because this character was like a father to this PC. The very next session was the session where I had killed him off. And this player was so mad. They were so mad at me. And that mini that I made of this character, because this character was essentially beaten to death, and he was, you know, beaten and bloodied and kind of found in the middle of the woods. I was so proud of that miniature that I made, and it was such a gut-wrenching moment. I remember once we had actually, you know, found him and fought off the people that were around him. It was just a couple of, you know, random, you know, humans who were, you know, weak and easy to fight. And I think I ended up making some of them retreat because I put too many, and I realized that as we were going through the fight. So I think some of them ended up retreating. But there was this gut-wrenching moment of the fire elemental child, the child of this character. He is like, his whole thing was like he was constantly on fire. Like, even in the miniature that I made, you know, like his hands were on fire, his hair was just fire. He was constantly on fire. There was a gut-wrenching moment of his fire going out. And that's how you know that shit, like shit was real. Shit was real that session. And I still have this fan art to this day. The player actually drew it. They just, after this character had, eventually passed away, there was this moment of the PC and the fire elemental son, just crying in each other's arms. It was such a gut-wrenching moment, and I was so proud of it. But, like, it's those moments that I look back on, and they're like, man, I really miss DMing. And then I remember that I have to design combat, and I'm like, nope, I don't want to do that again. Anyway, that was a very long tangent, and I'm so sorry. Let's get back to the game. Let's get back to Aura talking about his trauma. I heard yelling, people screaming in pain, pleading for help. And my parents were nowhere to be found. A few of the survivors confirmed they had seen them earlier that day. Before the fire. I later found out the perpetrator was the pretentious son of a noble family. It's always the fucking nobles, man. I swear to God, every time. Those are the good moments, but nothing beats when a PC looks at you with pure fear when they figure out the goblin named Big Fart Boss has a 30 AC. Dude, 30 AC is wild. He had a disagreement with the farmer over some payments and instead paid a bunch of criminals to set fire to his barn. Okay. I feel like there are a few things that you could do before setting fire to the farmer's barn. But the fire spread uncontrollably and devoured everything in its path, including innocent lives. Just like it did today.
That's awful. I'm sorry, Aura.
It's alright. I bottled my emotions up and combined them into desire.
For a family?
For revenge. Then they used a combo of items and spells to basically orbital railgun his ass. Dude, that's amazing. I like how you inadvertently created a teamwork boss. Or maybe you did. Or maybe that was on purpose. I have no idea. That sounds amazing though.
Oh. But that sounds like a lonely desire, though. And you haven't found any friends since then?
He found you, Melly. No. People in the Thieves Guild helped me survive. But they weren't particularly keen on friendship. Was not on purpose. I just wanted to kill a PC or two. I failed. So I just chose the lonely path that was meant for me.
That's not very nice of them. But now you have me.
Well, there you go. See? And? The fuck do you mean, and?
We're best friends now. And accomplices.
Accomplices in a breaking and entering crime.
And we can found our own guild. Like a detectives guild.
I also got character information for Melly from that? What character information did I get? As is fitting for a young detective, she's always eager to learn and experience new things, though her youth leads her to attach to the people around her rather quickly. On a different note, her favorite drink is hot chocolate. Looks like I have to add another recipe to my list very soon. Oh, and I got character information on Aura. I wonder if that's the... But even a grumpy, lonesome person like him can't resist a certain stray cat's charm. Even though the rules of the Shadowbane's Thieves Guild and murderous oaths were all he knew for a long time, maybe they'll consider an alternative career in the future. A detective's assistant, for example. I love the connection that these two have. Like, it's such a... It works. It's such a strong connection that works. Like, Melly is able to bring out emotions and aura that otherwise they would never show. You know, Melly just kind of attached herself to this guy and hasn't really let go. But they're also not, like, going to tell her to leave either. Like...
Give us a few more quests and we'll be the most famous detectives in all of Fasoa.
I'm sure of that. Hey, what's up, Hex? There we go, there's the zoom in.
And good mythical morning to you, innkeeper.
They're amazing together. It's like a dad with the dog they said they didn't want. Exactly. It's always the one that says they don't want the dog that the dog attaches themselves to. It's always. This time, it's still actually morning.
That doesn't mean it's also morning somewhere else in the world as well.
Of course not.
It's a really cute hat you're wearing. Thanks. Can I try it on sometime? Only if you tell me your name. A fellow master of bribery, I see. But there's nothing more you could possibly teach me. A world-class detective like me doesn't need extra lessons in bribery.
So you're a detective?
Yes. The best detective in all of Fasoa, I might add. I'm Melina, by the way, but you can call me Melly.
Happy to make your acquaintance, Melly. I'm Hexagon Hex, but you can call me Hex.
Like, by your last name?
No, Hex, as in short for Hexagon, obviously.
Ah.
And who's that grim-looking fellow next to you?
Oh, him? They look grouchy, but they're my world-class assistant.
Not by choice.
His name is Aura.
I'm sure it is, yes. Nice to meet you, Aura.
But I think you've gotten enough information out of me. Can I try on your hat now?
Melly is not impressed by Hex's name. I know. Melly is like... Melly... Hex is an enigma. Melly does not quite understand. She already looks so done with him, yeah. That's a tricky one. You see this little star pendant at the tip of my hat?
Uh-huh.
It classifies me as a wizard of the primordial sea. A silver one, I might add. One of Leviathan's most trusted confidants.
Ooh.
And all of his knowledge is directly transmitted into anyone with a hat like mine. In particular, silver stars like me have access to information that, leaked to the masses, would break the order of this world.
Oh, wow.
But every silver star has to go through extensive mental training. Such amounts of knowledge would drive any mortal without proper training insane. I don't believe any of this.
No.
So I can't let you try on my hat without endangering your life. And I couldn't forgive myself if I were the reason Fasoa's best detective went mad.
That's very honorable of you. But I and the great detective Melina have concluded that you, Hexagon Hex, are nothing but a bad liar.
Yeah, you tried to fool a detective, stupid. You're a great detective indeed. I honestly thought you were pretty convincing, Hex. I didn't. Innkeep. You run a fucking bar. You run a bar. You come across people on a daily basis. Thank you.
Wait, did you actually believe him?
Of course not. Yeah, I didn't. I just happen to know a thing or two about the primordial sea. I read a few books, heard some rumors, you know how it is. And I really doubt Leviathan would share his precious knowledge with a mere mortal. Nothing against you, Hex. You got me there.
I gotta say, you're really convincing.
I sure am.
Looks like even a great detective like me never stops learning. Honestly, you could have just told me no, though. I would have revealed my name even without a promising magic hat on the line.
But it's more fun this way.
I think honesty is also a very important skill to master.
Whatever you say, detective. But, Hex, what brings you here today? Nothing really. I was just longing for another one of your drinks. You know, the kind that would flood my head with new ideas, like that drink I just got. Leave it to me. Time to make the funny new drink. 'Cause it is big brain. Big brain, let's go. Alright, so we need 3 brain, 2 strength, and 1 dex. We need one that adds brain. This is good, I think, right? We could also do this one. I think the math works out that we could also do this one, because if we have the dex already, and then we could do the brain, and then we just do 2 brain and 3 sword. Yeah, that works. So we could do the crystal or the... I forget what they're all called. What are my infusions again? Okay, so we can do the Thunder Sage or the Fey Crystal. I would assume that a drink called the Silent Owl would probably do well with where's my drinks? Would probably do well with invisibility. So let's just go be on brand. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Why not? Silent Owl, we did it. Let's go. That glass is really cool. There you go. This should do the trick. Huh. Let's see. Oh, I can already feel it. All the ideas, they're manifesting in my brain. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess we'll have to find out.
Oh, maybe you can show me a magic trick. Just to test your abilities, I mean.
Well, yes, of course I can. I'm glad you asked. You know, I'm a master of fire. Aura.
Oh, then can you also do fireballs?
Hey, not in my tavern, okay? I wouldn't call a fireball a mere magic trick, more like a fully fledged spell. But I can create 10 tiny flames on top of my fingertips. Hey, no fire in the tavern made of wood, okay?
Like cute little candles. I want to see that.
I would maybe advise you two to play with fire outside. A lot of my ingredients are very flammable. Not just the ingredients, but the wood. All of the wood. You know, and maybe take some Phoenix chilies with you just in case here on the house. You know what? Here you go. Here's some Phoenix chilies. Go play with fire outside. You'll miss a real big show then. I think I'll somehow manage to survive. Your loss. Aura, are you coming as well? I'm good. Alright, Lone Wolf. You're missing out, though. Certainly.
See you later.
Have fun. You go have fun, you crazy kids. Hey, Aura's still here. Oh, hey, Lynn. It's been a while. Quest taken. Innkeep. Lynn. This quest up for taking? It sure is. Why else would it be hanging on the quest board? Who asked you, thief? Are you going all by yourself? Of course. I don't do groups. But it could be quite dangerous. Diria seems to be a hotspot for danger at the moment. Do you want to come with me or what? If so, spit it out, kid. No. Fine. There's nothing this greatsword can't cleave through by itself. Won't need much help. Bring Fable with you. Actually, maybe don't do that. Fable would probably, You know what? No, this is the adventure that they need. Yeah, bring Fable with you. Your friend. Your best friend, Fable. Right, Lynn? Fable's your friend. No, Clay won't want to kill anybody. We've been over this. Clay does not like killing people. Clay will go there and then get really mad that he has to kill people, then come back crying because they had to kill people. It would be a nightmare for Lynn. Lynn would hate Clay. Because Clay doesn't like killing anybody. Lynn would... I feel like if Lynn had to work with Clay, she would absolutely hate him. It's fine, he'll just cry. Nothing a nice cuddle won't fix. They always like that in Keep? Worse usually, or depends on who's in the room? Depends on who's in the room is kind of a valid response, honestly. Oh, and he's so happy! They doing the happy face again. Thinking about their best friend. I see how it is. You do? Yes, of course I do. You're like a dragon. You barely know me, so it's obvious that you're reserved as to not expose any weak spots. But sometimes you gotta find the fine line between being reserved and being a tad too... edgy. That. Can you stop psychoanalyzing me? Yes. No. Great. Not like you're right with any of your assumptions. You could always enlighten us. I'll pass, but I wouldn't mind another drink. Same as always? Yes. Something, you know, something for my aura. Oh, I get it. He's aura farming, chat. He's aura farming. Gotcha. It's on the house this time. Hell yeah. One more sunny breeze for our aura farming friend. He wants to be an isekai protag? Is that what you said? Thanks. That's good. Enough. Honestly, I could see Aura as an isekai protag. I could definitely see it. Splendid. Also, Lynn, what the why are you... Have you been licking your lips this whole time? I just noticed that. Spelling will forever be my main opponent. Hey, spelling is hard. English is hard, okay? I get it. Splendid. Alright, moving on. What about you, Lynn? I'd like to know more about the chasmscape that's the path to Diria. Oh, she's got something on her nose. Okay. I mean, I haven't been there yet. Me neither, actually. Really? Do you think I never leave this tavern? Because you would be correct. For clarification, that was a joke. I mean, she is a cat. Cats tend to lick their mouths and lick their noses. At least the cats that I know. the cats that I've had. Maybe I've had weird cats. I don't know. Do you have any special insights that might be useful? She's more dog-shaped. But aren't the Vukakin, like, the legally distinct tabaxis of this game? Or are they wolves? I don't know. They're just animal people. Oh, that might make more sense. And that's probably why she looks more like a wolf and Melly looks more like a cat. That would make sense. Not so much about the situation in Diria itself, but bits and bobs I picked up over the last days. Enlighten me. As you might have read, travel to Diria has become a bit of a hazard. Collapsing bridges, disappearing animals, nervous diplomats. Sounds like a haven for bandits. Among other things. Either way, I'll get that blue blood to Diria. Of course. How about a drink to aid with the undertaking? I thought you'd never ask. Any wishes? I mean, this could go either way. Depends on what's truly going on down in Diria. Timing might be important, being swift and smart about it. Evasion, that's what you call it. I might have a good infusion for that. The feather of a golden loon. A what? Oh, a rare waterfowl. Legend has it the wind still resides in its feathers, which is why they lend you its speed. Ah, intriguing. Suppose it would be great for evasion, but if you added something for the brains to it... They'll be dealing with a diplomat, so a little additional charisma could get me on his good side. Wouldn't hurt either. Or, so a little extra charisma to get me on his good side wouldn't hurt either. Definitely doable. I think I can do that. Wait, pause. Rainu was blowing bubbles over here just a second ago, and I was really cute, and I wish y'all could see it because it's behind my chat box. Alternatively, to be prepped for every possible situation, something to up my defenses wouldn't be too bad. How do you feel about traveling under the blessing of the dragons? I'm all ears. With a little citrine, your weapon strikes will be blessed. Great against any bandits or bridges. That sounds like something my papa would have chosen. Not that she would have needed it. If the situation really is that dangerous, something that'd give me more protection would fit. If it comes in it with enough strength to strike back, that is. Being able to evade the threat by being smart and fast about it might be better. You know, Winkeep? I'll leave the choice to you. You should know what you're doing. Let me think about it. Alright, so our choices are... a lot of intelligence with a little bit of charisma, and then the feather infusion, or a lot of defense with a bit of strength and the citrine infusion. Okay, she inherited that huge greatsword from her grandma, whom Lynn Leveling calls Baba. Grandma must have been a true hero, devoted to both her strength and the dragons. Naturally, Lynn has a very high expectations of herself. Luckily, she allows herself some breaks every now and then. Alright, that's the thing. That's the little blurb we got from for Lynn here. Int and Riz, she's got enough strength. And true, actually, Lynn is incredibly powerful, just on her own. Okay, brain with a little bit of charisma. That'd probably be this one, right? And then add the feather infusion. Yeah, oh yeah, that's how I make this anyway. So yeah, we're good. Right? Hell yeah. 3 brain, 1 charisma, golden feather. Let's let wits, wind, and some kind words guide your way. Let's. Rhea! It's been a while. How's it going, Rhea? Where's your friend? Where's Kyle? Where are you headed? Diria, some diplomat clown is in need of aid. Needs an escorting of sorts. Innkeep. Is this the escort quest you've been offering? Yup. Boggin' crap. I've been meaning to take that one to earn a little bit of coin on the side. Well, I've already committed to it. And what if I tell you that I wanted the quest? Well, you ain't getting it. Simple. Could you stop me? Do you want me to try? I'd love you to. Come on now. Just go together. Who asked you? Exactly. Your conversation is giving me a headache. The solution is as easy as it is efficient. Go together. One takes on the big bads, the other takes the small ones. That's not a bad idea, actually. I mean, wasn't this quest designed for multiple people anyway? Like, I feel like these two would benefit going with each other. Because Lynn and Rhea are both strong enough on their own, but I feel like together they would be completely unstoppable. Like all quests. Listen, some of these quests have been taken on by just single people, okay? This quest in particular was designed for multiple people. Either way, you're better prepared for a fight. If it comes to it. Listen, I'm looking to buy some materials for an important project. Material costs exploded ever since the stars fell. I wouldn't mind a side gig. You look sturdy, like you could take a few blows. So? Sure. Let's do it. Let's meet tonight at the crossroad to Themis. We'll leave from there. I think those guys are silly. You can cover your own own six. Always travel in pairs. Great. You can't, yeah, you can't cover your own six, yeah. It's okay. I'll head to my room to start packing. And to take a nap. Yeah, that nap is important. Those are effective after all, huh? Oh, shush. You're a brooding fella, aren't you? This is just who I am. I've met fellows like you before. You're all the same. Often you got the truest hearts of gold. Can we skip the sincerity? My headache is bad enough. Oi, Innkeep. Rhea. Kyle keeps talking about fireworks. He's still oblivious about what actually happened. Luck's with the fools, what they say. For many, it'd be easier if it had been fireworks. He keeps blabbering about that letter. Oh? Have you opened it yet? I think rogues have hearts of gold. That's so cute. Some of them do. I think she's talking about Kyle, though. No. Is there anyone might be inside? Didn't have the time yet, or I just don't care that much. It sounds like the innkeep really doesn't want to open that letter anyway. I don't know. I feel like we can be honest with Rhea. I feel like if we tell Kyle that we don't care, he'll just be like, well, it's silly, just open the letter. But excuse me. I took a drink of my Pepsi. Rhea, I feel like, would understand a bit more if we were like, oh yeah, I just don't really care to open it. Kyle would just try to convince us. I think we can be honest with Rhea here. I think I have a heart of cold soul. Chuckles and turning people to steam. I don't know. I mean, Aura in particular, I feel like... I don't know. I've met rogues with hearts of gold. I mean, one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite NPCs that in my Pathfinder campaign that I was in was a rogue with a heart of gold. My heart is gone and I replaced it with a dark empty void called Jerry. Anyway, I think we can be a little more honest with Rhea, so I'm gonna say I just don't care that much. Oh, well that was a lie too, I guess. At least come up with a better lie. Or he could just stop asking. Oh hey, what's up, buddy? No, Aura's disappeared behind the chat box again. Oh, I forgot the voice I gave you. It was just Thursday that I played this game and I forgot what voice I gave you. Asking about what? Something like that. Nothing. Of course not. I didn't mean to pry or anything, even though I'm very curious by nature. There it is. I found it. Found the voice. Good for you. I would agree. That and Wanderlust is the reason why I decided to come here. To the tavern, to Zenith, to adventure. Woohoo. Thank you. I've come to inquire whether someone has already embarked on the quest to escort my dear friend to Daria. We were just talking about that, actually. Before all that stuff about the letter. Very much so. She's sitting right here. Where? Sir? Sir. Oh, how rude of me. Of course. Hello, brave adventurer. Rhea's enough. Hello, brave Rhea. Are you the one going to escort my dear friend? Along with Lynn. That one. Oh, Carolyn, phenomenal. I'm beyond thrilled to learn that my dear friend is going to be in such capable hands. Though, I've been wondering. Come on, spit it out. Could I perhaps join? It's totally alright if not, but this diplomat is very dear to me, and it feels like it's my duty to aid him. Can you even fight? Well, I could talk. Very well, in fact. I could fight with my words. Go with them, they could use a person to run interference. Exactly. A wolf would hate it. Okay, so Lynn is a wolf. Okay. So sure thing. Come along, lad. It'll show you. I'll show you some tricks. We'll leave at midnight. Really? How exciting! Come on, let's go. Oh, how the turntables! Oh, this game. This game does know its audience. Me, going on a very dangerous and important quest instead of merely reading about it. Seems like you're on the right path for your hero's journey. Lynn gives much dog energy, yeah. Indeed, all the stories I'll have to tell when I return, innkeeper. I can't wait. Farewell. Farewell. See you soon. Goodbye. Oh, how the turntables. That's not. Oh, forget it. See you soon. And then there were two again. Hope their quest goes well and they don't run into anything unexpected. And then there were two. What's up, buddy? What's on your mind? Are there any open quests left? There is one, but it involves social conflict resolution. I gave you two of these drinks just during gameplay alone, and I don't know how many were given to you in between. Sure, whatever. Hell yeah. I'm taking this. Isn't it a bit too soon to go on another quest? Dude, you basically have an IV of Riz juice. You can do it. Exactly. See, you're fine, Aura. We just got back. At least have a long rest to replenish some resources. You gotta have a long rest, dude. You gotta get your, Sorry. You need to replenish those hit die. Exactly, dude. Come on. I was going the arcane trickster route and being like, you need to replenish your spell slots, and then realized, nope, I don't think he's an arcane trickster. He is a thief rogue. I'm good. Sorry, this game, I've said it before and I will say it again. This game knows its audience. I mean, he might be, we don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think I've ever... Have we talked about him being able to cast a spell? I don't think he casts spells. So he's not an arcane trickster. Play ahead of Thieves Guild, who was an arcane trickster. Ah, sorry, water. Yeah, I've played an arcane trickster as well. But I don't think we've talked about them being able to cast spells at all. He understood the magical notes and stuff from the last quest, so maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, are you sure? That long rest is very nice. No, but who cares? I care. I do. Don't. Why not? A bit too late for that, I'm afraid. I already paid you with a story today, so give me one of those quest drinks. Something with a little more violence. I don't think I'll be doing that. Fable!
Hiya, Innkeeper.
Hiya, Fable.
Hiya, Mel.
Hi. Yeah. Never mind. Would you like a drink?
Actually, I'm here for a quest. Archie told me there was still one left and I wanted to ask if I could take it.
Good question, Fable. Whoa. Not like arcane tricksters can actually do much magic, because all enchantment and illusion can't take much else. Plus he keeps his hand close to his chest, so would we even know if he can magic? Fair, actually. I see. It's on me to answer it. Aura's thinking about taking the quest.
Who's Aura?
John, Malachite, that guy. Oh wow, Fable. Okay, I guess it's been a while since they've been in the same room. I didn't realize that Fable last time Fable saw Aura here was 2 names ago.
Oh, nice name.
I know my party in D&D didn't even know I could use magic until the 6th session. Thank you.
But if you're already taking it, I guess I'm too late. I hope you have fun.
First come, first served. Aura's got this. I think you should take the quest instead, or why don't you two go together? Well, yeah, obviously. That's what I figured. Because I usually tell people, like, hey, this is my my character concept, so the people know. But I've always played with really good players who have kind of been able to who have kind of been able to keep out of character knowledge out of character. So, together. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I always tell the players, as long as you know they don't metagame. Oh yeah, I I know people who've been doing, you know, D&D and Pathfinder for a long time. So yeah, I know some really good players. Anyway, why don't you two go together? Together? Is that allowed? I mean, I already did it once, so. Of course. Teamwork is the adventuring world's bread and butter. Most heroic deeds are not done alone. Life would be very lonely that way. It would be, yes. So you should go on this quest together. Combine your individual strengths to solve any problems better than you ever could alone. And you get to know each other better in the process. It's a win-win. Aura, what do you think? Would you be okay with that? I guess. Would you? I think so. That sounds fun. Cool. It's settled then. You'll go together. If I can ask, what exactly is this quest about? Archie only mentioned there was one. It's simple. Baya's worried because the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon and the Mary Morgan of the Ashen Grove aren't speaking to each other. She fears the end of their relationship would also mean the end of her friendship with them. Baya's friends with the Mary Morgan? Best friends. So we need to talk to the Mary Morgan? You know, on second thought, now that I'm thinking about it, Aura might not be the best pick for this. Alright, Iris. I would like you to guess what got flagged. I will tell you that the reason was aggression. The thing that got flagged for aggression. No, it's the phrase, "I'm gonna kill you." And the Banshee. What an opportunity. I always wanted to come face to face with the embodiment of sorrow. Oh, I forgot. You were the one that told me this stuff about the Banshee, I think, right? Well, now it's officially a soul stream. Yeah. Don't you think that's scary? No. You know what's scary? Failing relationships. Fucking Aura understands, okay? Aura gets it. I have a lot of anxiety with like friendships and relationships with people because I've fucked up so many without realizing that I've done it. Like, I'll say something or do something and someone else doesn't like that and then just won't tell me. So many of my friendships have ended that way, and it has caused a lot of anxiety. One day Automod just won't flag me and the bit will die. Well, you gotta come up with, you gotta be more based than you've ever been before when that happens. Social fights are the most dangerous kind. I find them less scary than wrathful spirits. Seems like together your fears will cancel each other out. I don't know well enough about math to dispute that. Speaking of math-ish, how do you two want to approach this? This is not an easy task, so we must be smart about it. Do you still have any of those fey crystals? The ones that make you fade into the shadows entirely? I do still have some of those. Sure do. Good. I suggest you mix those with a hefty serving of intelligence. Oh, so that you... Oh, so that drink that I made for Hex earlier. The fake crystals with the silent owl. Then we can turn invisible and come up with a clever ruse to make them fall for each other again without them ever knowing it was us. Do you just want to avoid social interaction? Maybe. Or maybe I just remember how well being invisible served me last time. Fair enough.
I don't know. I feel like they should talk about their feelings.
What if their feelings are that they never want to talk to each other ever again?
Then they should talk about that too.
That's not the point of the quest.
I think it is. We should face the problem head on instead of trying to find a way to avoid it. I think I could do with another round of charisma for this one. And maybe... Innkeeper, Clay mentioned you have Thunder Sage? That would help us inspire other people, right?
Correct. I'll admit it works a little differently for everyone, but I have no doubt you'll figure it out. I would have to go even further beyond. Give them the goose frizz. Speaking of Clay, he wanted me to tell you that he and Tia will make it back in time for the barbecue.
Really? That's amazing! Ora, you should come too!
Why aren't I invited? Hello?
We're having a barbecue at the Wearable Settlement on the 31st. It'll be great fun, I think.
Oh, goose! Good! Yeah, the goose riz! I wonder if you typed S instead of D because they are next to each other and it just auto-corrected to goose. I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
I have to get back to Rufus at some point. He'll need his wool cut. Speaking of Rufus, if you're here, Fable, where's the sheepfish?
Melina picked him up. She said she'd bring him home so he has to spend less time alone.
So just honk the enemies into submission with the goose riz. Great.
Was that wrong? I told her exactly what kind of food to give him in case he gets hungry while they wait for you.
No, it's fine. He likes her. They're a good match. Anyway, we should hurry so you don't miss your barbecue.
You're right. Innkeeper, can you help us pick the right approach? Either invisible and intelligent, or charismatic and inspiring. I trust your expertise.
Let me think about it. So, something you need to know about me. One thing that I will always preach, and I wish Kaba were here watching this because he would always be able, he will be able to tell you, because I say this all the time. The one thing that I value in any relationship, friendship, what have you, is an open line of communication. I believe that if you can't talk to each other about your problems, then you don't have a relationship or a friendship or, whatever it is. I believe in friendships and relationships being stable enough to have an open line of communication. So I am all for the charisma route. The charisma with the inspiration. I've had so many friendships fail because I've done something that the other person didn't like and they just didn't tell me. And I always tell people, like, if I fuck up, tell me that I fucked up. Like, if I screw up, just tell me and I'll fix it. Like, I'm not an asshole. Like, which I didn't, but I do, so I'll just be the reclusive and terminally online. I have the opposite problem. I talk about myself way too much. Like, and I realize that I do it, and every time I do it, I'm like, damn, I really need to stop doing that. It's just, it's a hard habit to get out of. Anyway, the charisma route. Let's see, what does this do? This gives 2 intelligence and minus defense. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to get the brain in there, so let's just do this. I'm I'm literally that friend who you upset and I'll just not say shit. But the problem is it exacerbates, like, sorry. It gets to a point where it becomes so bad that they just kind of start hating me, and it's just like, I don't know what I did. Like, like, you get to a point where you're pissed off at me, but I didn't know that I was annoying you to begin with. But yeah, no, that's always like that is my biggest thing that I value in relationships is communication. You know, you need to be able to communicate to each other what all my friends said I'm just a doormat and it's boring. It seems like I have no personality. At least from the interactions that I've had with you on stream, I think you have a great personality, you know? I mean, you make me laugh, you know? You're great, Iris. Anyway, charisma. I think a direct approach is the better choice. After all, honest communication is important, right? Would you say so? Very much so. And you?
I think honesty is the best approach to any situation, including this one.
Agreed.
I think the only question left is, where should we start?
The Ashen Grove is closer. And you already know where to find the Mary Morgan. You do?
Yes, I encountered her before.
So she'll remember you. Useful.
I hope not. Last time she tried to drown me.
Oh, I see.
It was pretty embarrassing.
I know the way to the Banshee, too. Might be smarter to start with the one further away. Work backwards and all. Happy you enjoy my existence. Of course I do, Iris.
That makes sense. Let's do it.
Good. But we should prepare first. The journey to Boreas won't be easy.
You're right. We should leave tomorrow morning.
Is somebody... Someone's like doing yard work or something outside. Or no, what was that? Yeah, somebody's like doing yard work or something outside. I hope you don't hear that. We should. Wonderful. Glad to know that you'll actually rest between quests, Sora. If I must. Better online. That's how I am too, yeah. I feel like it's a lot easier to speak to strangers than people that you already know. You know what I mean? Like, in a weird way, it's a lot easier to be yourself with strangers. Cannot hear shit but your amazing voiceover. Thank you. Yeah, it's quite loud. That's why I asked if you could hear it, because it is quite loud. I'm glad that I'm the only thing that you hear. You went on a quest with Melly, right? How was it? Fine. Reminded me of my parents.
Are they... well?
They're dead.
Ah!
Burned to death.
I'm sorry. That's horrible.
That's life.
It shouldn't be. How old were you when you lost them?
7. 7? Jesus.
Oh, wow. That must have been really scary.
It was. It's fine.
It doesn't sound fine. When I was 7, I ran into a vine-spiked boar while searching for friendly rocks. It chased me through the...
Wait, okay, I did read that right. Friendly rocks?
It chased me through the forest for almost an entire hour. At first, I thought I was going to die. Then I was sure I was never going to step foot outside again. But when they found me crying, my family hugged me so tightly they dried up all my tears.
Make friends easier online too. Like my literal BFF is a guy I met in an SMT server a year ago, and now he's who I go to for my issues. He's literally such a Chad. The closest knit group of friends I've ever had, we've been friends for like 4 years now. We met through a Twitch streamer, like through a Twitch streamer's Discord. Like, and we, in the 4 years that we've known each other, I've only seen one of them IRL, and that's because we live in the same state now. We didn't used to, but we do now.
When I sat in my room frozen in fear, we danced and played board games until I forgot I was even scared. I can't imagine not having that.
I can. It was...
Please don't say fine.
Scary. Really scary. I waited at home by myself for 2... Oh! Oh, that's so sad. Aura's crying. It's always so sad when the stoic character who very rarely expresses emotions sheds a tear. That's how you know a moment hits hard. When the character who shows the least amount of emotions sheds a tear. I waited at home by myself for 2 whole days. I thought the shadows were going to eat me at some point. And when I finally was brave enough to leave, it was too late. Please don't say you blame yourself.
You know it wasn't your fault, right?
I know I never want to feel that scared again. But it's fine. Because I fixed it. Fixed it? How? By taking revenge on the... I forget that they don't allow you... that they don't have cursing in this game. By taking revenge on the... on the one who caused their death. A popular approach these days.
That make you feel any better?
Yeah, sure. It was just a natural part of my journey, following the path of darkness. It's my destiny. I like to add, he's a wind echo. He controls his scarf's movement. Yeah, I realized that. He's a fucking wind. He's a air ganassi. He can just, he just controls the movement of his scarf because he's an air ganassi. Misery is nobody's destiny.
She's right. You shouldn't confine yourself to sadness just because it's what you're used to. Besides, the innkeeper always says you can choose your own destiny.
They're just a dramatic person. What can I say?
And I decided our destiny is to bring these 2 lovebirds back together. At least for now.
Trauma queen. I think I need to go prepare for our treacherous journey ahead. Honestly, I ship it. I ship it. I really do. I too am a queen of drama. You should at least let Melly know that you're leaving. She'll be worried senseless otherwise. Let her know you'll be back. I might not be. Don't be like your parents. Okay. I understand what you're trying to say. But this is not the time to say that. What the hell? Don't be dead. Aura goes into this whole backstory and in tears. And your way to get him to tell their friend that they are leaving on a quest is don't be like your parents. Really? 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 Sorry, that struck a nerve with me. Like, I feel like that seemed a little bit of a low blow to me, personally. Yeah, see, you made him sad again, Innkeep. Come on. Whatever. Time to go.
Do you think I should go after them?
I think sometimes we need a bit of time to feel our feelings by ourselves. You fucking pissed him off is what you did. Before we feel comfortable enough feeling them in front of other people.
That's a no, right?
Give him a moment. You'll have plenty of time to be there for him when you're trying to play matchmaker for the undead. I'm trying, okay? Listen. I don't have any choice in the matter. Well, I have some choice, but I didn't have a choice there.
Right. We have to do that. Which is fine. I'll be fine. The Mary Morgan probably doesn't even remember me. And if she does, I can just run. Or hide. Or cry.
No matter what, you won't be alone.
I can't tell Aura how afraid I am. It'll be so embarrassing.
If you want to be there for him, you should also let him know when you're scared. It's only fair.
I don't want to burden them with my problems.
Being a burden every once in a while is part of the wonderful experience of being loved. Your friends appreciate it when you trust them enough to let them help you. Because when you care for people, you're willing to put in a little work to make them smile. Okay. Why is it now? Like, when I'm talking to Fable, I'm giving, like, solid advice. And then with Aura, I fucking throw their trauma back in their face. And, like, I don't know. I mean, to me personally, like, I feel like throwing Aura's trauma back in his face is not the way to convince him to tell Melly that he's leaving. You know what I mean? Like, there were better ways to do that. Like, you don't just... This man fucking, like, trauma dumped on you, and then you just throw that trauma back in his face. Like, I don't know. Like, that really struck a nerve with me. Am I the only one? I can't be the only one, right? I can't be the only one to see how... He does have a kid now, so it's a valid thing to say. I don't know. I felt like it was a little harsh. Could have said it way fucking better. Right. Like, I understand what the innkeeper was trying to say, but it could have been said way better. It like, there were other ways to say it other than throwing Aura's trauma back in his face. But I digress. That moment's over. Because when you care for people, you're willing to put in a little work to make them smile. But you already know all this, don't you?
I do. But it's just so much harder to keep in mind when it comes to myself.
I know, but you've been doing very well, Fable, or I know, but you have to try anyway. Honestly, Fable has been doing a pretty good job. Fable's been doing a great job at, like, trying to get themselves out there. Good for you, Fable.
Thank you, Innkeeper. It's all thanks to you.
That isn't true. I've been trying to help you the best I can, but you're the one who actually has to change. Yeah, Fable MVP by far, yeah. Fable and Aura have both really gone through a lot of development through this game, and it's really cool to see. And I'm proud of how far you've come.
Let's call it teamwork then.
Let's. Anytime.
Can I stay for a little longer? I think I need a bit more time before I can face my fears.
Always, Fable.
Thank you.
Hello. Morning. It's not morning. Did I sleep that long? No, it's still the same day. Ah, that makes more sense. Not morning, Elfie.
Not morning.
How did you sleep? Not much. I think your drink made me restless.
Archie said you're going on a quest?
Yeah. Rhea and I will be escorting some rich asshole to Deria. Be a little nicer, please. He's Archie's friend. Putting on jewelry made of crystals and stuff. What do you mean made of crystals? Like the whole thing is crystals, or it has crystals like set into it? Sorry. We'll be escorting some rich idiot to Deria.
He's Archie's friend? I see. That's why he was so excited.
Because his friend's leaving? Must really be craving some peace and quiet.
Oh, no. He's excited because they get to travel together.
Oh, that's right. She doesn't know yet. What?
He said he's coming along.
Since when? Rhea invited him. Great. Is it too late to back out? Yes, don't be a coward. Or no, would you like to? I knew she'd be upset. I knew she'd be upset if Rhea just invited him to go along without telling her. And I know that's why Rhea did it. You know, be a fucking coward, dude. Shatterman's I think it can be cool. Like it's a cool thing. Just, you know, don't make it out of, you know, fragile crystals. Anyway, fucking coward. Fine. But I'll need another drink. That would be rather difficult. I already gave you a drink tailored to your quests, and my boost shouldn't be mixed so irresponsibly right before an adventure. So I'm just supposed to deal with this headache by myself? Yes. Very helpful. Thank you. You're welcome.
Do you think something exciting will happen on your quest?
We'll see.
I've got a good feeling about it.
Anyways, coward. Lynn's just... Honestly, I'm just matching Lynn's energy right now. You reckon I'm gonna slay another guardian?
Maybe. That would be intense, right? What kind would you like to fight this time?
I'm not sure. I feel like I already met the one I was looking for. What could be a greater fight than slaying a wyvern chimera?
You're right. I think it just means it's time to befriend the Realm Keepers now.
Wouldn't that be something?
Which one would you like to meet the most?
Gaia. Can't think of a greater honor than that. You?
Gaia as well, but I feel like I should pick someone else. For balance. Cassiopeia, maybe? I'd love to ask her how she's doing right now. Maybe give her a hug.
Feel like you just turned back from talking to a cashier or something, then just back to you, you annoying ass dog. Look, I worked customer service for a long time. You need to put on the act. I am able to put on and drop the act at a moment's notice. I could be pissed off at something completely different. Someone walks up, hey, hi, how's it going? Oh my god, the customer service voice. My customer service voice is so different from my normal voice. My dad called the restaurant I was working at once, and I answered the phone, and he didn't know it was me. That's how different my customer service voice is from my natural voice. You'd be the type to give a dragon a hug.
What does that mean?
That you're very lovely, I think. Something like that. So, fellow dragon enjoyer, who would you pick? No repeats. First dragon in the origin of everything, Tuat the Great Spirit Dragon, or Leviathan the Serpent of the Primordial Sea. Alright. I don't know anything about the pantheon of this world. What is this? Oh, this is just information on Archie. Okay. Drop the voice. I want the truth. Oh, I just picked something. I didn't mean to click that. Well, we're going Leviathan, I guess. I think I was going to pick Leviathan anyway. But, I didn't mean to do that at all. You know what? I guess we're snake enjoyers, guys. Soul gamers, snake enjoyers. That's what we are. Why? You like snakes? I do. I also enjoy elemental magic. And swimming. And chaos. Okay, elemental magic is pretty cool, though. What was that last one? Swimming. Right. Snaking it. we snaking it over here. But I suspect your quest will have its merits, even if you don't meet any of the Realm Keepers.
That's true. I bet you and Rhea will have a lot to talk about. And you can teach Archie more about adventuring.
I'm not so sure about that.
You're a great teacher. I've learned so much from you already, just by being your friend.
Ah, thank you for the hydrate. I am out of Pepsi, I think, but I'm just gonna take a swig of some water real quick. Thank you so much. Ah.
I like how to say what I really mean. I'm still working on it, obviously, but I feel so much better when I'm being honest about what I want.
You've gotten a lot better at it. I'm watering my streamer.
Thank you. And Melly loves practicing with you too. She says she wants to ask Rhea to build her a greatsword of her own.
So a regular sized dagger. Hey, give Melly a break, okay? Leave Melly alone. Stop making fun of her. Teaching someone to hold a sword is one thing. Guts and bravery or something else. Not sure if I can teach Archie something I'm still practicing myself.
You can always practice together.
Yeah. Speaking of practice, you're going on a quest too, Elfie?
I am. Aura and I are going to fix the Banshee and the Mary Morgan's relationship.
Is that the Sneaky Twister's new name?
It is.
Ain't you scared of the Mary Morgan?
Only a little. Okay, maybe a lottle. Do you think she's going to drown me? Or do you think the Banshee will? Maybe they'll reunite through the teamwork of drowning me?
Probably not. I think you'll probably find some wacky as heck solution that no person in the history of dragonkind would have ever thought of. A lottle, yeah. I like that too. Like being kind or whatever.
I'd like that.
And if all else fails, you've always got an insane air echo by your side to pull you out of the water. If he can swim.
He's sane.
Is he?
Well, mostly I think he's sad. And sadness can make people feel a lot of intense things. Like fear or anger or nothing at all. Anything that isn't sadness. It's easy to lose yourself in that. But there's always a way out, if you're looking.
Mm-hmm. You're taking the sheepfish along?
Maybe? I think you might let him stay with Melina, so she isn't so alone. Or so he isn't at risk of losing him. Probably both.
Not a bad idea. Would hate for her to be all alone while you two go out chasing ghosts. Maybe we can send Grace over to check up on her.
Or Hex.
No. Melina also doesn't seem to like Hex. I think she would like Grace a lot better. Fucking Sailor Moon over there. Guess if you're going along with whatever the Drake's name is, you'll finally be able to ask him about his cheesecake recipe. Cheesecake recipe?
Melina mentioned he has a good one. I thought maybe he could show me how to make it.
Who knew that Aura has a killer cheesecake recipe? Sounds like a great idea, or that doesn't sound like something he'd enjoy. You know what? Both of these are valid. I was not expecting Aura to have a cheesecake recipe of all things. But I would also really like that cheesecake recipe, so it sounds like a great idea. Ask him. You can use my kitchen if you want to.
Really? That would be amazing. I'll ask him. Maybe.
Andu will be waiting for you. On a completely different note, Lynn, what happened to those undead snails you wanted to check in on? Well, they're slow, ain't they? Still got a little time to stick around. So you'd say you like it here? It's not too bad here. Thought maybe I'd even bring my cousin a souvenir. Hands off my trinkets. I ain't that air echo. I'll get her something from the market. Or the elf settlement. Maybe I'll bring you something back from her farm, Elfie. You mentioned you'd love to try planting some ghost berries. Either way, I'll stop by sooner or later. Don't want to risk her turning into a werewolf and moving house. Ha.
Huh.
No, but seriously, if any more of my family members turn into dragon-forsaken werewolves, I'll be joining the Van Helsings. Still don't know if they kill werewolves. Don't care.
Do you think I could come with you? When you go, I mean. I could gather the ghost berries myself, and I know a lot about snails.
You should. You've got away with her family members, or don't you think people need you here? You should go. Man, why would I choose this after spending like 3 whole days trying to get Fable to go on a fucking quest? You should go. And the snails would love you. Have to agree. You'll probably make it a chaotic mess, but...
A fun chaotic mess.
Yeah. Seems like you guys did end up forming a party after all. Shut up. Okay.
Anyway, it's late. I think I should go back to the settlement and catch some rest.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I got some info on Fable. Fable has a hidden talent for being able to read other people extremely well. Despite their anxiety, they know what to say in serious situations and go out of their way to help people in need. Turns out, a little bit of positive feedback and validation is enough motivation to chase their dreams of adventuring.
Carolyn, do you want to come with? We can stop by the werewolf settlement and say hi to Mr. Dragon. Or bye.
Ain't sure I got any tips for you in return, but I can listen to you worrying.
Yeah, you're good at that. Do you want to come too, Innkeeper?
I'm afraid Andu doesn't do well in civilization. Or alone. Especially not alone. But I'll be eagerly awaiting your stories.
We'll return with plenty.
I'm counting on it. Good night, Lynn. Good night, Fable. Night.
Good night.
All right. Damn, that day took 2 hours. This is how you know I have a yapping problem. That day took 2 hours. There's also a lot happening in that day. So. Act 2, Starlight Sonata, Interlude. Okay. This is, I think, 3 days after that one? After the previous day? Oh, we're just starting right at nighttime. Oh! It's these guys! The hell are they doing here? What the hell? The fuck are these guys doing here? Oh my god, wait, hold on. It's been so long since I've played Monster Prom, I don't know what voices I gave these to.
Phew, I knew we took the right path.
I guess so. Did they have a collab at some point? Oh, I bet you this was a collab with Monster Road Trip because it's Polly and Scott. I bet you that's exactly what this is. That's kind of cool.
Who said we can't road trip all by ourselves?
Liam did, I think. That would be something Liam would say, yeah. I think that was perhaps a rhetorical question. Whoa, dude. Didn't see you there. What's up? The sky, last time I checked. It better be. It'd be very confusing otherwise. Very true.
Is this your crib?
It is indeed. Welcome to Wayfarer's Inn. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Pollygeist and the goodest of boys, Scott Howell. And together we are the Prank Masters.
Oh, the Prank Masters with a Z. Dude, this is taking me back, dog. Pleasure to meet you. I'm your humble innkeeper. Awesome. What drinks do you serve?
Oof, yeah, we're in desperate need of some booze.
Sorry to disappoint, but I don't serve booze.
What? Why?
The age rating system is quite harsh on such things. Yeah, so no drugs, Polly, okay? Keep the drugs out of this game, okay? And I've got to keep the place open somehow.
I feel you. We've all got some burdens to carry. What else have you got?
Magical beverages that can enhance your abilities. It's even rumored they might influence your fate. Whoa, that's so cool, dude. Like an influencer, but for fate. A fate influencer.
That would go so hard on Moment Gram.
What's a Moment Gram? Or it goes pretty hard here as well. What's... This poor innkeeper, they've just been like yoinked into the Monster Prom universe. Just completely like out of their control. Goes pretty hard here as well. Alright. Bet.
Innkeep, please influence our fate before I get bored. I'm feeling incredibly depleted from this weird AF trip.
Sounds like you're in dire need of some stamina. Though, I think you could use something a bit stronger than usual.
Dope. Give me your strongest potion.
Technically... never mind. Alright, Polly needs strength. Polly needs a lot of strength. Let's give Polly the sailor's courage, sure. That's a sentence that I didn't think I'd be saying today. Let's make this drink for Pollygeist of Monster Prom fame. The fuck is happening? What the hell is happening? Okay, so what do I need to put in here? Sell me your strongest potions. Here, have the fucking fire resistance, sure. 1, 2. Okay. We need one of those. And... wait, Southern Brawler? Oh, I need this to make the other thing. Right? Sailor's Courage. There we go. Boom. They look really good in this art style, too. Funky drink for a funky gal. Oh, it's a funky drink, all right.
Let's see. Whoa, this is good. Very good. So good, I don't even miss the booze. Well, maybe a little bit.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Try this, Scott.
Ooh, that tickles. Just like pickle juice. So, Scott Howell, would you like a drink as well? Nah. But you could tell us where we are and what cool things we can check out around here. You're in Zenith, in the Republic of Fasoa. Are you lost?
Nope. At least not as long as we're having a blast.
You do seem slightly out of this world, though. Oh, really? What gave that away?
Ooh. Maybe you're onto something, potion seller.
I'm
You know, we were road tripping. It's supposed to be the trip of our lives. When something weird happened.
We were about to take the next turn at a crossroads, and then, whoosh! A portal opened up, and I couldn't hit the brakes in time.
Yeah, we drove straight through and ended up on a gravel road. Everything seemed different and dated. So dated.
Dated?
Duh. I've seen and done plenty of weird stuff, but this is a different kind of weird.
How dare you, Polly? So weird. No cars, only carriages and stuff. Cars? Yes. I gotta know what Monster Road Trip did for their part of this collab, because clearly this was a collab. Like, this is just Polly and Scott. And it's clear that Beautiful Glitch had some creative oversight on this. I have to know what Monster Road Trip did for their part of this collab. What are cars, or do you mean carts? Like, do you mean carts? Kinda. More like carriages, but without the horsies. I'm afraid I've got no clue what you're talking about.
I don't think cars exist here, Scott. Now it makes sense my phone has no signal either.
What makes sense?
We landed in the past.
Whoa. Does that mean we time traveled?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I doubt time travel is possible. Sounds more like you participated in the inter-universal travel. Which is rare, but happens occasionally.
Wait. So what you're saying is we are super special and lucky to have participated in such an event?
Likely.
Dope. This is a sign, Scott. You know, the universe sent us here to wreak havoc.
Polly, chill out a minute. Oh, the prank masters will strike again. Soon, after a nap. I do have some rooms upstairs. Can we take a nap, Polly?
Good idea. Hey, Funky Magic Mystery Pal. Better go get to writing that tour guide.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. You have a room for us?
Of course. Got a room upstairs. Just ignore the scratching sounds and leaking water by the iron door.
Don't worry, we've seen worse than that. We've got plenty of experience with sea monsters. Always hyped to meet more.
Now you're stuck here. Have fun, Polly and Scott.
See you in a bit, Innkeep. Come on, Scott. Let's hit the sheets.
Maybe I should add some do not enter signs. Hey, it's the next day. Baya! Oh, please tell me that Polly and Scott are going to interact with some of the people in this game. That would be hilarious. Please tell me. Hello. Glad to see you, Baya. Thank you for having me. Now that... Is your friend's dispute still ailing you? Still so lonely. 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 I came to ask, have you sent someone to help my friends? Baya, don't cry. It's okay. I did, actually. You did? Yes, I sent Fable and Aura to solve the dispute. Ooh. Then let's hope they'll be friends again soon, so we can have tea parties again. And I can stop being lonely. At least people are visiting my spa. That's good. Yay, your spa got business! Thank you for handing out my coupons. Yes! They're back!
Did I hear spa?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Doesn't that sound like something, Scott?
Ooh, I love spa things.
Now, are you our tour guide, Sweetball Creature?
Tour guide? Do you want to visit my spa? These two are Polygeist and Scott Howell. They're currently... The fact that Polly and Scott are just in this game, I still can't get over it. They're currently looking for
entertainment and a way back home, but entertainment first, obviously. It's getting incredibly boring here. No offense, Funky Magic Mystery Pal.
None taken. Where is your home? In a portal. Or something.
Yeah, we came through a portal, which in itself is pretty rad. But we've had the medieval tavern experience and all. It was good while it lasted, but it's time to move on.
Move on to my spa?
Something like that.
Which makes me think. Baya, do you think you could help them find a way back home? Of course. You could do that? But first, you have to visit my spa. Don't wreck her spa or I'll have to annihilate you both. Exactly. Polly, I need you to chill out a little bit, okay?
Nothing easier than that. I'm in need of a facial anyways. The air here is so dry.
My bog water is especially moisturizing. Wait. Does that mean we get to go skinny dipping in some hot springs?
Oh yes, absolutely.
My hot springs are the best. Exactly. You get fucking double teamed by Iris and Soul. Okay. Polly, listen.
Cool. So a pit stop at your spa, and then a road trip back home. You joining us for the ride, sweet bug creature? Please say yes.
We'll see. I'll first show you the portal and my spa. What, the ghost or the wolf? Well, I think the bigger question is, who of us do you think would be able to take on fucking star quarterback Scott Howell is the real question. If you bring them to the portal, you could take a ride with them through it. Might help you with your loneliness. You think so? Alright, so you got Scott then, and I got Polly. Also, wait a minute. Does that mean Baya shows up in Monster Road Trip? Hang on. We're gonna take a... Hang on. I have to find this out. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me see. Um... Let me see. Wiki, don't fail me now. Characters. Oh no, this is just the full Monster Prom wiki. I don't need this. It's probably not going to show up on the wiki here. Hang on. Okay, so there was a collab, but it doesn't... I'm not finding anything about Monster Road Trip itself. Yeah, it doesn't look like Monster Prom had... any of the characters from this game show up. But this is still really cool. Yes! No one's lonely on a ride with the Prank Masters. I'll think about it. Which portal do you want to take? The one through Avalon, full of dreams and forests? Or the one through the Twilight Chasm, a place full of dread and weird fishies?
Ooh, the Twilight Chasm sounds spooky. I love spooky.
Well, yeah, you're a ghost. I love dreams. They're so weird. Like that one dream I had where I was my own dad. Where should I lead them, innkeeper? Alright. Creepy or Dreamland? Basha Narada. I haven't heard of that before. I'm afraid. Creepy time. Let's go. Alright. Nightmares? Heck yeah. Haven't had one of those in a while.
Sounds dope.
Make sure you don't lose your minds, though. Oh, I think Polly's already done that. She's lost her mind on drugs.
No promises.
I can't wait to show you my mud masks.
I can't wait to show you the world, sweet bog creature.
My name is Baya. Let's hit the road, Baya. Enjoy your trip and safe travels. I got so locked into the Baya voice, sorry.
Goodbye, potion seller.
See ya. Ah, goodbye, innkeeper. Bye, everybody. I'm glad Baya could find a little comfort in those peculiar visitors, at least. I'm excited to hear the story she'll tell when she gets back. Hell yeah. Collective of creatures who live in shadows and eat anything that stepped there. Nice. Oh, it's in Doctor Who. Okay. That explains why. I have never been a huge Doctor Who fan. Oh, it's raining again. Act 2 Starlight Sonata, Part 13. Come hell or high water. Alright. Bah. Grace! Sailor Moon!
Good evening, innkeeper.
Oh, it's already evening. Good evening, Grace.
Can I ask you for a drink?
Anytime. What can I do for you?
I'm pretty spent. Do you have something that will keep my mind awake for a little longer?
I should have something that can do just that. One moment. All right, big brain time. I didn't realize that these had, I didn't realize that these had little... I mean, I knew that they had blurbs. I just didn't realize that the blurbs actually meant something. I don't think it matters, really. I haven't watched Sailor Moon, but have you heard of Glitter Force? I've heard of Glitter Force. The name sounds familiar to me. I didn't realize that there's blurbs here. I didn't realize that the blurbs were like... I don't think the blurbs actually mean anything, but it is still fun. What did I combine this with? Oh, with this, I think. Yeah. Because then I just do this. And then this. Because I think the only time the blurbs really matter is for the quests anyway, so. Ta-da! Laura Bailey from Crit. Okay, well now I have to watch it because Laura Bailey's in it. Hello? You said the magic words. Laura Bailey is in it. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy.
Thank you. This is just what I needed.
Why are you still so tired? Thought you were done with your thesis.
I am. Which also means I need to figure out what to do next. Possibilities are endless, but not boundless, so considerations are a complicated endeavor.
Have you considered a break?
I have. Say, innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it?
I've never thought about that before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. I always got told it's so bad, but I love it so much. I feel like a lot of things that we watched as kids, like, we go back later and realize it's terrible, but the nostalgia goggles are already on. It's relaxing and safe, and I get to meet the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Damn, trying to say wizards aren't people?
Forever is a really long time. Isn't there anything else you would like to do?
Alright, chat. I would like to pose this question to you because I'm very curious. If you had forever, if you were not limited on time, you could do anything you wanted forever. Not just for the rest of your life, but forever. What would you do? I'm curious. Yeah, basically. If it were me, I feel like I would want to travel. Like, because I feel like I'm not super well traveled. I mean, I'm not, I've been outside of the United States, but the only places that I've been to outside of the United States were like the Caribbean. Like, I've been outside of the United States, but like, I've been to Mexico, I've been to the Dominican Republic, I've been to the Bahamas a couple times. I want to see more. I love, learning about different countries and different cultures and things like that. So I'd want to go, see those different, countries and cultures and, lifestyles. And just see all of the history too. I mean, the United States, like there's some history, but not really nearly as much as some, especially some older European countries. Like, I feel like in terms of where like countries are concerned, the United States and like North America as a whole is quite new. In terms of, it was considered the New World at one point, but it is quite new in terms of like the history of different countries and stuff like that, like countries around the world. So that's what I would want to do. Just learn about the different, cultures and people and the history too, the historical aspect and, where some of these cultures came from. That would be me. Yeah, fight crime. Just become Batman. That's also a great answer. I want to learn every fighting style and martial art. That's a neat goal. That's a really neat goal. I like that. I'd love to go on a road trip. I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp, or no, I'm content with my existence. What do we think Innkeeper would want to do? Would Innkeeper want to go on a road trip, learn how to play the harp, or just stay an Innkeeper forever? Harp. All right.
Oh, why haven't you?
No time, no muse, no talent. Or maybe I'm just waiting for the right moment.
When will that moment come?
I'm not sure. I just don't feel like the harp belongs to me right now.
Let me know when it does. I'd love a concert.
Will do. What would you do with immortality?
I would learn everything there is to learn. Every language, instrument, skill, and facet of my mortal existence. I would travel the plains with my brother and learn even more. Have an infinite amount of tea parties.
I'd come to those.
When we were little, Hex would always make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table.
It is a very valid answer, yeah.
We didn't have money for music boxes, so he just made up songs for them to dance to. He sang them to me. If I had the time, I would love to write down all of those songs and invent dances for them.
Can I add learning all languages to my answer? Sure. You should make time for that. It's your time, after all. And besides, while you don't have forever, you do have quite a lot. An elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half.
Not if you get the human side of the lifespan.
Oh, that's less time.
It is. But I'll make the most of it.
What will you do next, then?
I'm not sure. I was thinking about going to Ashfadal?
Ashfadal. Yes, that's what that says. Ashfadal.
I was thinking about going to Ashfadal.
The capital of Magocracy? Magocracy? Megocracy. I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall and rivers float through the sky in an exuberant display of mana. Sounds like a paradise for someone like you.
Yes, but Hex really wants to stay here. He likes Vasoa, Zenith, and the Ashen Grove. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you would believe it. I don't think he'd like the bustle of it all.
You could just go without him. There's a Magokrian embassy in Zoford. Their teleportation is expensive, but reliable.
I don't think he wants to go back to Zoford either, and I won't make him.
He could teleport himself then.
He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance, and he's always been awful at teleportation.
He could take a ship.
I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help make the distance acceptable to him. He's always going to follow me, no matter where I go. I think he doesn't want to miss out on any adventures or celebrations. Or funerals.
Or he loves his sister. Have you ever thought of that, Grace? You can just tell him you want to go alone.
But then he'd be alone too.
Just talk to him, Grace.
I don't want to spend our time together fighting. I just don't want him to spend it mourning me either.
You should tell him that. He'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life, that never ends.
I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave him something he can remember me by.
Jesus, it sounds like she's dying.
Maybe I'll build my own wizard tower.
Please do. I love those.
Did you hear about the one on Morlia near Dalwell?
The one with the infamous Megakrian fugitive? How about you leave him your kidney?
The very same. Seems that its wizard has disappeared without a trace, leaving its tower vacant. I've always wanted to stop by for tea, but I don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. I wonder what he left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and impossibilities.
Couldn't you just teleport in to check?
You can't exactly teleport in and out of well-protected places all willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or on a whole other plane.
You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard.
Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him, or who he even was, and no one seems interested in finding out either. Isn't that sad?
A little.
I don't want to disappear like that.
You won't. I'll tell your story for as long as I'm around.
How long is that?
For as long as this world will bear me. Take to the Shadowfell. No, not the Shadowfell, please. I don't want to go through that again. That was a nightmare.
You are very easy to bear.
Thank you, Grace. Would you like to stay a little while?
Please. I find your inn truly inspiring.
I'll be here if you need a rubber duck.
I'm counting on it.
Hey! Oh, nice, they're back! That was fast!
Hiya, innkeeper.
Hiya, you two. A drink, please. Or two, actually. Sure thing. Actually, what name are we on right now? Well, Aura is still fine. Come on, that was a whole week ago. Jesus, a week has passed? I was busy. Want to come up with a new one now, then?
Can I come up with one?
Sure.
How about... Kumo? I feel like you look like a Kumo.
It fits. He is just as stealthy as a spider, or he is just as soft as a cloud. I don't know. I feel like we're getting past the whole, like, edgy side. We're getting past the whole edgy side of, Kumo here. I hate spiders. Sorry. I'm terrified of spiders. They're scary. No, they are not. They are terrifying. That's my one weakness. Is spiders. I don't know. I feel like I will die on this hill. They are so cute. All right, you can stay on that hill, and I'll stay on my arachnophobia hill with all of my friends who have arachnophobia. We can sit. We can just sit and we can bear our arachnophobia together. Yeah, I think we've gotten past the whole edgy thing at this point. This is just a big softie. Deep down.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm nothing like a cloud. Sounds like something a cloud would say. Like Aragog, big cutie pie. Look at this little cutie pie. He's just a big softie. Our drinks. Can we get them now? Of course. What would you like? Something sweet. Bubbly, maybe. If you can find something that... you know. Sure. I'll see if I can find the words you're looking for. Yeah, charisma, let's go! Alright. Gotta give him his favorite. His favorite, Sunny Breeze. Oh, is Aragog that fucking... No. Aragog's not the big-ass spider thing from, Harry Potter, is it? It's the spider from Harry Potter. Okay, yeah. I know of Aragog, yeah. Liquid charisma for those in need. Maybe you should try it then. Do you want to send it back? No. It's good. Glad to hear that. Fable, what can I get you?
Maybe something that will make me feel like I could lift 1,000 clouds. Like I've got the strength of a dragon. Or something like that. Carolyn always says it's pretty tasty.
I see. A Carolyn special then. Strength. I'm sure that at some point... these blurbs will matter. Because we are in Act 2. Yeah, I think clouds are heavy because clouds are just made of water. And water is fucking heavy, dude. You ever tried to, like, lift a bucket of water? Water is fucking heavy, bro. Clouds are heavy as shit, dog. Dash of charisma. And a dash of... Oh. Hang on. I need to get some of this dex out of here. Dash of dexterity. There it is. No, no. Not in this case. A regular's favorite for another regular.
Thank you. It's delicious, as usual.
That's what I like to hear. Oh, I just noticed the hair! Oh, they braided their hair! I love it!
Oh, you do? Thank you. It looks really nice, right?
Kumo braided it for me. Aw, they're so sweet!
He'll calm me down after we encounter the Mary Morgan.
We are. Listen, I'm reading text, okay? I have an excuse. What's your excuse, Iris? I'm reading text and voice acting for you. What's your excuse?
But I should probably start at the beginning, right?
I'd appreciate that. I'm drunk. Okay, good. Fair excuse.
Alright, so... what happened at the beginning?
The ship to Boreas.
Right. I was a bit worried about the journey we were embarking on. After all, the seas around Boreas are famously hard to traverse. With all the wild magic around it and all. But just before we left Zenith, we ran into Una in the midst of an arm wrestling match against Iniko. We took the opportunity to ask her for advice.
Thought maybe she had traveled there before. My excuse is I'm multitasking. Fair enough. You could have also asked me. She was closer. Fuck you mean she was closer? Aren't you staying here? Kumo, god damn it. You're staying in this inn, aren't you? Whatever. Right. Did you have any good advice?
She did. With her help, we were able to avoid all the dangerous maelstroms, sea stacks, and iceberg elementals.
That must have made for a very relaxing journey.
It did. It was very inspiring, too. We were able to see the dancing, colorful auroras in the night sky as we drew closer. They were starless, but still breathtakingly gorgeous. I even started on a new song. It wasn't ready to be shared yet, though.
I just wanted a sneak peek.
You should have snuck better.
A new song? Can I hear it?
It's not done yet. Thanks to Una, we made it to Boreas a lot faster than we'd planned. We also docked far away from the typical explorer's route. It was completely abandoned by everything but nature, as if no one but us had been there before. Kind of exciting.
Very adventurous for sure. As we headed inland, we were quickly swallowed by the fog that engulfs almost the entire island. It moved in strange patterns, creating unidentifiable forms within the mist that hungered for life. The thickets rustled as we walked by, whether moved by wind or by creatures we couldn't tell. I told you, they're heavy as shit. It's water. It is just straight up water. Water's heavy. Water's heavy as shit. The fact that they're able to stay in the sky and not crash down upon us is wild to me. If a cloud fell on us, the world would be gone. It would destroy the world, I think. The trees were shaped strangely with shimmering portals forming up in their empty husks. Our own quiet breaths were often interrupted by shrill shrieking sounds that seemed to come from right above us. It was almost idyllic.
Or scary. It was mostly scary.
This water is heavy as shit. Try carrying a bucket. A bucket of water is heavy. At least I think it's heavy. Would have minded strolling around until we ran into something roaming the island, but it was a little cold, so I found a local to ask for directions. While wandering around, we came across a clearing surrounded by tall trees. Or rather, one tree. All of them were connected, intertwined with one another. Through one of their twisted connections, a waterfall with no discernible origin was flowing into a small pond. And in its midst rested
a nymph. A real nymph!
Doing taxes?
She was weaving flower crowns for the fish. She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight being reflected off the waterfall. Her eyes were like sparkling gemstones, and her smile was full of kindness.
She was alright, but also the only person around. Damn. Kumo ace confirmed. So Fable asked her for directions? No. Fable asked her about everything but directions. I asked her for directions.
She was very helpful. She even gave us a gift.
A gift? That's sweet. She gave us earplugs against the Banshee's song, so our bones wouldn't shatter. Very helpful. Yeah, it is. Did you offer to write her a jingle in return?
I did. She said if we were to survive the encounter with the Banshee, I could come back and she'd think of what she'd need for a jingle for. She was thinking about setting up a dragonfly exhibition, so maybe for that.
Who would she even advertise to? Frogs?
And toads.
The Banshee was our first priority. So we stealthily made our way to the Lonesome Lagoon with earplugs in our ears.
We mostly walked and talked about our favorite dragonflies.
As we finally approached the Lonesome Lagoon, the thick mist enveloped us. It suddenly became so cold we could see our own ragged breaths. And then we heard it, a song filled with all the sorrow of the world compressed into a single note.
It sounded really nice. There was so much emotion in that song. Sadness, longing, yearning, anger. We wanted to be polite and wait until she was done singing, but she just kept going, like tears that wouldn't stop.
I'm sorry, I want to know Kubo's favorite dragonfly.
So I decided to be a little rude, stepped forward, and said hello.
They said, "Hello, Banshee, I really like your song." That confused the Banshee so much that she stopped. I bet it would. She smiled, bearing a row of deadly sharp teeth.
She was very nice, actually. She asked if we wanted to steal from her lagoon. When we said no, she invited us to sing along.
Did you?
Of course.
It was kind of fun. Oh my god, Kumo sang along too? I thought Fable would be the only one singing along. Kumo sang along too? Okay, Kumo.
It was, and I thought what better time to bring up the Mary Morgan but now. So I led with, "Bet you do this with your girlfriend all the time, right?" She suddenly looked at me with hatred and anger and then just started screaming. I was very thankful for the earplugs at that moment. I think without them my bones might have melted.
That was our cue to leave, so I pulled Fable back into the thicket of the Borean forest.
Obviously we couldn't just leave it at that failure, so we looked around for a peace offering.
I bet he sings really hot, like a deep bass to it. Yeah.
We found some spiky pink fruits with a pattern of little ghost tortoises on them. We thought she might like them. She liked them enough to stop screaming at us, and we sat down at the side of the lagoon to talk. It's beautiful, by the way. Right in the middle is the giant portal to the Twilight Chasm. It colors the water this deep, dark blue with swirling clouds of darkness within.
There were bones floating in the lagoon, too.
I almost brought one for your tavern.
I'm good without the bones, thanks. Why didn't you, or I'm glad you didn't. I feel like we had a conversation about how bones used to be offered. What? No, I love bones. I want bones. You know what? Why didn't you bring the bones?
Because I thought you wouldn't like it.
I love bones. Dude, it keeps desirous.
I'll keep that in mind for the future. The Banshee actually fished out some bones to fidget with. Stopped her from screaming every time she brought up the Mary Morgan.
Hell yeah. Canon Banshees like fidget toys? OMG, I took over. Give me bones.
Or Marmor, as she calls her. Turns out the Mary Morgan had been ignoring all of her calls. Ever since the Banshee was a crowned Gaia's scariest monster by Screech Magazine. She told us it carved a hole in their relationship, that it caused a lot of jealousy.
Banshee equals autism?
She was disappointed that Mary Morgan cared more about some stupid popularity contest than her. We asked her if she wanted to talk about it with the Mary Morgan herself. But she said that she didn't need to apologize for being scary. She was very thankful she got to talk about it, though. She was holding it all in because she didn't want to burden Baya with all the drama. She even offered for us to spend the night at her nearby cave. Which was really nice of her.
Did you end up taking a nap at her lair? We thought about it, but was filled to the brim with the riches of the dead. Which was far too alluring to allow us to fall to the call of sleep. Us or you? You found loot? You have my attention. What did you find? Gold, bones, skulls, jewels of all sizes.
And a lute! It was broken, but I picked it up anyway. There was also a delicate silver mirror that had hearts carved all over it. Kuma recognized it as magical from its arcane markings.
Melina showed them in some book the other day. When the wizard in Zofrid showed us around his library. It was a mirror of far speech. Lets you speak to anyone on this plane, given that you've seen them before. So you called Melly? No. We called the Mary Morgan. Ah, that makes more sense. How did it go?
Well, I had to be the one to make the call since Kumo had never met her. When her face appeared, all I could do was stare in horror as she gazed back at me. The felt like I was back in the Ashen Grove leading adventurers to their doom. And I just froze.
So I took the mirror out of their hands. Her first words were threats of what she would do to us if we had dared to harm the Banshee. Of course we hadn't. That briefly calmed her down. Until I asked her why she wasn't here if she was so worried about the Banshee's well-being. Avoiding the question, she instead talked to us about the state of the lagoon. She complained that it must be incredibly loud with all the tourists and whatnot. I assured her that there were no tourists, at least none that were alive. So she asked what I was doing in the lair then. Honestly, I replied that the Banshee had offered us a place to stay in her cave. I quickly realized that I had picked the wrong thing to say. Her eyes started bleeding black ichor, and she cursed and began cursing us out in tongues.
The mirror cracked under her gaze and started bleeding black water. It was terrifying. And then we were just supposed to sleep there as if she couldn't crawl out of the mirror any second.
After that happened, I thought that we shouldn't discuss our further plans in that cave. So I pulled Fable outside and we went for a walk. The nymph had mentioned this enchanted flower field where she collects flowers for the fish. So we went there. Fable, what are you freaking out about over there? Thought it might be a good spot.
It was a good spot. Even though I couldn't stop shaking for a while. Though the flowers really helped. As did not being alone.
Was that when Kumo braided your hair?
It was, yes. My hair kept falling in my face and it was overwhelming me. So he sat me down and braided it away while working on rebuilding the lute. He said that some distraction would help. Talking also really helped. Even if I asked a lot of stupid questions.
They weren't stupid, just curious. Did you have a favorite one? They asked where I learned to braid hair. That actually brought us further on our quest. How so? Well, I learned it from my mother. It's the only thing I feel I have left of her. Aww, poor sad boy. It was her way of apologizing. She was never very good with words. Made me think. Sometimes people aren't very direct with what they mean. Yes! I ship them so hard! Yes! These two need to get together, bruh. Like, I'm so glad that these two became friends. I love their dynamic. I have heard of that, yes. Like the Mary Morgan. She didn't seem angry about the Banshee outdoing her in some fear pageant. She didn't even mention it once. She only got upset when she thought we had hurt the Banshee. Or when she thought we were tourists. Or when we said we were staying in that cave. Like she was jealous of something entirely different from some issue of Screech magazine.
We talked it through and decided we had to get the two of them to talk face to face. Obviously it would be difficult because of the distance, but
I had taken the mirror with me when we left. Thought it might be useful. Ever the thief. Indeed. I used it to call Baya. I asked her to tell the Mary Morgan to come to Boreas. Fable mentioned she can teleport via plants, however that works. She can. You should try it out. It's nauseating.
I think we'll pass. While I went to talk to the Banshee, Kuma picked up the Mary Morgan.
She and I really connected on eyeliner techniques. When we arrived at the lagoon, they were immediately ready to claw at each other's throats. And not in a fun way. But somehow we managed to convince them to sit down.
We tried to get them to talk about their feelings, but they just kept talking past and over and away from each other.
Arguing about an issue that didn't exist. Not in a fun way, yeah.
So I had this crazy idea. I took out my new lute and asked them if they wanted to write a song together. They declined and insisted their voices would clash, but I thought at the very least it'd stop them from arguing. Kumo helped me convince them by summoning tiny rain clouds, pitter-pattering in a gentle melodic rhythm.
So you do know magic. Yeah, no, Sailor Moon's still here. she's just hanging out. She's listening to this whole thing.
To inspire them to give it a try. We asked them to put all of their emotions about the whole situation into a song. In the end, they harmonized together perfectly. Like their voices were made for each other and the gentle hum of my lute.
It was beautiful.
And a little bone-shattering, but very romantic. Most importantly, the song finally got them to understand each other. Like Kumo had suspected, the Mary Morgan was scared, not jealous, now that the Banshee was so popular. She feared the Banshee would become really busy with tourists visiting all the time.
Sorry.
She assumed she wouldn't have time for her anymore. But the Banshee assured her that she doesn't care about any of the tourists. Only about the Mary Morgan. And Baya, of course. We told them to talk to her too. And mentioned how much she had been missing them. They agreed to meet for a tea party in the Ashen Grove so Baya doesn't have to travel too far.
Did you invite them to your barbecue?
No. After the outpouring of emotions, they wanted some time for themselves.
Valid. The quest was done. It'd only take us 2 days, which was really efficient. Unfortunately, we had told the ship to pick us up in 3 days, so we were trapped on the island. So you swam back? What? No. What's wrong with you? God, that death glare. The usual.
We started brainstorming about what we could do while we waited. So I asked about that cheesecake recipe. But then I realized there wasn't anywhere to bake it. They don't have any taverns on Boreas. It was a stupid idea.
It wasn't. Somewhere on the island had to be somewhere to bake something to bake cheesecake in. Did you find that something?
We did, but it turned into its own small quest. First, we had to find the right place for our little adventure. We met these lovely gnomes living in their little mushroom houses, and they offered to let us use their ovens. But they were too small, so they introduced us to the local Toad Hill giant. Its kitchen was enormous, but it was easier to work in than one that was too small. Then the gnomes, the nymph, and the giant helped us gather ingredients from all across the island. So we were able to make enough cheesecake for everybody.
Yay, cheesecake.
I burned mine a bit. But when we made the second batch for the ship's crew, they were already starting to turn out better. Kumo's a really good teacher.
And you're a really good student.
Thank you. The cake really lifted the crew's spirits on the journey back. We agreed to teach them the recipe once we hit land. Afterwards, they invited us to the captain's birthday party. They even introduced us to a traveling obelisk who sang us a song for the ancients. It showed us a shortcut through the Rhyoliths mountain range where we met some flaming songbirds.
And now you're here. Too big is always better than too small. Indeed. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Iris.
And now we're here.
I'm glad you came back, or glad you two didn't run off into the sunset together. Would that be a bad thing, though? These two are freaking adorable. Look at them. Look at their little blushing faces. Glad you two didn't run off into the sunset together.
Why? I would never not tell you about my adventures.
That's not what I meant. Just seems to me like you really enjoyed your time together. I thought maybe you wanted some more. Where are you two going next? Oh, that's not the reaction I was expecting to that question. Are you okay, Kumo? I should probably talk to Melina. She was pretty mad when I left. I guess I should apologize while I still can. Good idea.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, I think I need to do this alone. Or rather, with her. And I have to check in on Rufus too.
Maybe Hex taught her some fun magic tricks in the meantime.
You left her with Hex?
And with Grace.
Hello, Grace.
Don't worry, nothing was set on fire.
I should go. But before I go... Do you maybe want to do something together later today? Or tomorrow? Like, thing? Sir, I gave you the Riz drink for a reason. Just ask them out on a date.
Oh, like hanging out together? We could play charades with the werewolves.
I think he meant hanging out as in a date. Yeah, is that what you were thinking of doing, Kumo? It's a date, bro. Come on. He wants to adventure.
Did you?
Maybe I did.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay. That sounds really fun. Yay!
Yes. Oh, these two are such a power couple, dude. I'm really glad they found each other. Cool. I'll pick you up. Or I'll see you around, or whatever. I'll see you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Aw! They're so sweet, chat. Oh, they're so sweet.
He asked me on a date.
He did.
That's... Oh. What? What do I do now? Do you think Archie has books on dating? Or should I ask the Hydra for advice? It probably knows about dating, right?
Archie is still on his quest. Also, I'm right here.
You're right. What should I do?
Just go see where it takes you, or no one said you actually have to go. What kind of response is this? No, just go on the date, Fable. Or where he takes you. Hopefully somewhere nice.
I do feel safe with him, so maybe I should try trusting this more. Mostly, I think you should just be honest with him. He seems to like you for who you are, so there's no need to hide. That's the scary thing. Why does he feel that way?
Because you're great, Fable. Because you are very lovely?
People keep saying that. But sometimes I just feel a lot lovelier hiding, you know? To me, it sounds like perhaps it's a bit too late for that. Sorry for listening in. You two were just very sweet. It's okay. I also thought it was very sweet. He was very sweet. Now that he's gone, I have time to think again. And I'm not sure if it was supposed to be that type of sweet anymore. Maybe he was just being nice? He asked you on a date because he was just being nice? Well, maybe. You felt bad for me. Or something.
Fable, stop, okay? You're great. You're awesome. You're lovely. Who wouldn't want to go on a date with you?
Innkeeper dear, I think Fable might be in need of another drink. Something to untangle their thoughts. Something for a quick escape from all this overthinking.
If nice means wanting to smash them, then yes, he was just nice.
That sounds good.
I'll see what I can do. Alright. Something for Do I have the big dex drink? I don't think I do yet. I don't. I have the big intelligence drink. I have the big defense drink. I have another big intelligence drink. Another big defense drink. That one's charisma. That one's strength, and that one's charisma. Oh, I just realized I could have been giving Kumo the Thousand Winds drink instead of the Sunny Breeze drink. Damn it, that fits perfectly. Its airy swirls are perfect for avoiding unwanted questions. Page 2 is all the small ones. Yeah, I don't have the big dex drink yet. Alright, Swift Strike it is. And then it was defense and intelligence. Whee! Does this help?
Very much so. Thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is my brain. What do you think I should do?
What do you want to do?
I want to go on our date, and I want to get to know him better. Maybe even get him to know me better too.
Then go on the date.
Do you think he would like that?
I think he would like that very much. Go on the date. I think so, yes. Seems like you don't need our answers. You have yours already.
Sometimes I just feel like I need permission to listen to my heart. Did you know that you can give that permission to yourself? I forget that every time, but I know you're right. I think I know what to do now. Somewhat. But I'll figure the rest out.
Aww. This is so sweet. Chad, I'm gonna cry. I'm gushing so hard right now. This is amazing.
Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that's all I really need when I'm scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run from the things that make you happy. You're right. It took me a while to realize that. Running is so easy, you know? You always know where to go. Away. But staying, you have to actually look at yourself. Figure out what your part is in everything. That can be a lot. But when I was on the journey back from Boreas, dancing with Kumo to the music of the Navigator's fiddle, thinking about how I would have never gotten to that point if I hadn't put myself out there, I realized that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek from the things that truly mean something. And I decided to stop running from life, even if I'm scared. I want to do my best to face my problems. Even though it's terrifying, I know I'm not alone.
Is this still about Kumo?
No, he was never a problem. He's one of the reasons I'm not alone. Just like you. With good friends by my side, I can do anything.
I don't know if you should do everything, or I can't wait to see what you will do. I can't wait, Fable.
It might not be as impressive as you hope. But it will be me. And I'm excited about that.
Me too.
I'm really proud of you, Fable. Thank you. For everything. Especially the great advice.
That was really great advice. Maybe you should take some of it too, Grace.
Maybe you should. But we all conquer life at our own pace. My personal next Goliath is going to be reapplying my lip gloss. And maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, innkeeper?
Bruh, I am lol. Plays the harp. Of course. There are some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs. Yeah.
You shouldn't have said that. Now I want to check.
Please don't.
I won't. I'm polite. Or am I?
Grace, don't. Don't do it.
Let's hope she will find all the nightmare creatures you have locked up in there.
Let's.
Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm?
Not for long enough to capture any creatures.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about, Innkeeper?
Oh, you know, innkeeper things.
I don't. No, I mean, since I'm not an innkeeper and all.
All right. She texts his sister. Of course, she's definitely gonna go in. Of course, yeah. That song you mentioned, the one you started writing on the ship. I know it's not done yet, but how about a little sneak peek? See if it would make for a good jingle.
I don't think it's jingle material. But I don't mind sharing it with you. Just keep in mind that it's a work in progress.
Of course.
There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales, set the sails. Now it's time for me to leave.
Sounds like a great opener.
So you like it?
It's wonderful. It's a great song. Can't wait to hear more.
Me too. But it's still a little rough around the edges. I feel like it's missing something.
Maybe the next adventure?
Maybe.
Will you let me know when it's done?
Of course. I can't wait to show you the finished version.
Thank you, Fable. I'm proud of you.
For maybe finishing a song?
You know what I mean. For not running. I'm sure Kumo will love it. I'm sure Kumo will love it. They will love the song.
Oh, thank you. Me too. Innkeeper, do you ever think about taking your own advice?
All the time, yes.
Why don't you?
I don't know.
It's hard, I know, but I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me. And I know we'll both be okay.
I'd like that. Yeah, open the letter.
Me too. Well, I've talked a lot today. I'll give you some space.
Maybe it's time to stop running. Open the letter. Should I... Is it time to read that letter? Open the letter. Oh. That was easy. I guess I've been wanting to do that for a while. I guess I've been wanting to for a while. Yes, open the letter. Let's hope for no regrets. My dearest friend, long has it been since we've talked last. Long has it been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's waning memory. I can only imagine how you enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did for a brief moment for these 30 years. If you did, I'm writing this letter to kindly remind you of the good old times. To celebrate our reunion, I invite you to the spectacle of this century, the last day of the astral moon, welcoming the first light of the dying moon, where the realm of Tuat is just a grasp away. Are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of what they might tell you? Worry not. I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of Cassiopeia. See you soon. An old friend. Oh, gather the courage to open the letter. A mysterious letter. I got an achievement. That was... I guess you've always been a fan of symbolism. But you didn't leave an address. Very irresponsible. Are you okay, sir? What happened? Pardon? No time. Duck, now.
What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help? Healing?
Something's coming. Something big. Your next show? What? No. There's no time. Duck! Duck?
Is the ground...
Oh, God! Earthquake! Ah! What? Are we... I'm sorry. Are we underwater right now? Is everyone all right?
I think so, yes.
Whew. That was a close call. Could have been really dangerous.
What just happened? Why is there water outside the tavern?
I'd also like to know the answer to that question. I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods drafting my newest song when the ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not even a minute passed and it rumbled again. Then a wall of water came rushing toward me. I didn't even dare to wait. I ran immediately, looking for shelter. No way was I gonna let my Haikyuu get wet. These strings are made of real Cabian silk, and the body is ethereal bamboo. It's a rarity.
First thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing it? That's the first thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing right at you?
Of course, this instrument is just as valuable as my hands. And just as versatile. Hey, back off. They are spoken for, okay? Leave them alone, or their man will come to find you. Will come and find you, okay? Oh, hey, you're back.
Is everyone all right?
Grace, dragons, you're all right. I was worried something had happened to you.
Oh, don't worry. When the wall started rumbling, I hid under a table. Then I watched the water rush by the window.
Will he, for all we know, he's out there drowning. Oh, that's a good point. Is everybody okay?
It was like a tsunami. But tsunamis are very rare. If not impossible so far into the mainland.
Right.
Right. It's so strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. I wonder what could cause such a cataclysm. It's worrying, to say the least. And it's definitely too dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern is leaking.
Yeah, my fucking window's broken. Do you see that? Don't worry. It'll withstand.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I've gotten through worse than this. Worse than this? How?
You?
It's gotten through worse than this. Wouldn't have thought I could withstand this sort of thing. But even more so glad it can. Seems to be simple yet very sturdy tavern after all. Just like you, innkeeper. Hey, back off!
Are you flirting with the innkeeper?
Me? No. Also, that's besides the point. Is it? I mean, unless. I like to work my body. Helps in a lot of aspects. Man is terrified.
Can we get back to the point, please?
Yeah, sure. The point. Right. Back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? We broke him. Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song. When suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, I jumped on the rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw the water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were Sheshok skewers. I wasted no second. I turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited just a moment longer. Are the deer okay? I hope the deer are okay. And then I was here and told you to duck.
That sounds horrible. Are you alright? Are you hurt?
I'm fine, thanks. Okay, back off. Her brother will come to get you, okay? And anyways, with whom do I have the pleasure?
I'm Grace.
Nice to meet you, Grace. I'm...
Oh my. You're Voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso.
Yes. That would be me.
My apologies. I didn't mean to push any boundaries.
I can't believe we found the first person who actually knows who this guy is. I feel like every time he introduces himself, we're just kind of there like, who? The first person who actually knows who this man is.
But I saw you perform at Dropstone Institute's campus that one time. And I must say, you pulled on all my heartstrings with your beautiful performance.
Oh. I did that?
Yes, I was awestruck by what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in moments of distress. Were you distressed back then?
I can't believe Grace has fallen to the dark side.
A little. A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. But not more distressed than I am now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Shoot! Did you see that creature swim by?
What? Where?
It looked like a red-winged eel.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those in ages.
Where is its natural habitat?
Actually, in the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here?
Something isn't right.
I'm afraid you might be correct.
I'm also afraid. Very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside.
Of course not. You should all stay for the night.
Would that be possible?
Of course. The tavern will withstand this. And a bit of company wouldn't hurt.
I agree. Thank you, Innkeeper.
What are you thinking about? Say, you with the loot. What's your name?
Fable. My name is Fable.
Do you play? The loot, I mean.
Sometimes. I'm still practicing and not all that good with it yet.
How about we play together? A song or two to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside.
It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly. But I guess that's a loot thing.
I gotcha. Show it to me. I'll help you, and then we'll jam until the new dawn rises. Ayy. I got an achievement. Blub blub, sleep with the fishes. I wonder if that happened because I made that... Oh. Well, that's concerning. Anyway, guys. God, I just want to continue this game now. Holy shit. Okay. Poseidon got pissed. I guess. We killed his son or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, chat. We're gonna end the stream for the night. Oh, holy shit, dude. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for today. Some very interesting things happen. Oh, that's right. That's right. We didn't kill his son. That's right. I'm sorry. I keep getting it mixed up. How do I even... Okay. So today we found out that there was a Monster Prom collab that I didn't know existed for this game. That was really fun. Baya went on a road trip and it was great. Figured out that our nameless rogue friend has a soft spot for our friend Fable, and that relationship is starting to blossom. And now we're underwater. So, yeah. I'm like, I still have the game open. I'm just staring at it, and I'm like, yep, we are underwater. Can't wait for Thursday. Yes, so, speaking of that, Thursday, The plan is to get back into the mental roulettes, but now I'm just interested into where this is going. So, but you know what? No, we'll stick with the plan. No. We're gonna stick with the plan. We're gonna do mental roulette on Thursday, and then come back to Tavern Talk on Tuesday. That's the plan, and I'm sticking with it. I'm not gonna change my mind anymore. I'm putting my foot down. I'm not changing my mind anymore. Let's see. Is there anybody to raid? Let's see. Let me see. Let me check. Who can I raid? Oh, Gold is streaming. We're gonna raid my buddy Gold again. He is playing. What is he playing? He's playing Shadowverse. Okay, so we're gonna raid my friend Gold again. He is playing the new Shadowverse game. Gold is a friend of mine. We've been friends for years. So yes, Shadowverse. Yes, Gold the Mort Man. Yeah, you remember Gold, don't you? Yeah, Gold, we've collabed in the past. I think even like before I started streaming, I was playing Final Fantasy XIV with him on his channel. And more recently we have done, we've played a dating sim game over on his channel. Pokemon Academy was what it was called. It was a Pokemon dating sim type thing. Can we say hi, Gort, when we get in? You can say whatever you want to. It's not my stream. So yeah, let me go. There we go. There we go. There it is. So there is my raid message. But yeah, Gold is a great friend of mine. So do go say hello. He is a wonderful person. I've been friends with him for a long time, and he's just generally really funny and really fun to be around. So you all have a great night. It's 9:30. Jesus Christ. All right, I've kept you guys here long enough. I've yapped long enough. Let us end the stream. Good night. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you all on Thursday. Take care.